Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
It's football season, and that means training camp game plans and getting your body in peak condition. But if you're still battling sinus pressure, allergies, or snoring every night, you're not game day ready. Take it from me, Sinus and Snoring MD is the place to go. They've got cutting-edge, non-surgical treatments that work. I've seen it. I've felt it. It's a total game changer. Don't wait till mid-season to get right. Go to sinusandsnoringmd.com today. That's sinusandsnoringmd.com today.
The foundation of Little Village is working every day to support small businesses and entrepreneurs right here in Chicago's Southwest Side. From cultural neighborhood preservation to bilingual entrepreneurial workshops and resources aimed at helping local businesses begin and thrive. The foundation of Little Village is building a stronger, united Little Village and beyond. Get involved or donate today. Visit lvcfchicago.org and be part of the path forward for local business.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance. A real friend. The kind of friend you want to thank. And not just with a card or a text, but with a song.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
From your friends at the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
Thank you for being a friend.
This is ESPN Chicago, WNVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Chicago. This is your morning routine.
Put some respect on my name.
Kap and J Hood.
That's right, we bad.
Watch the show on Twitch. Follow ESPN 1000 Chicago. Stream the show on the ESPN Chicago app and on FM 100.3 HD2 and on ESPN 1000 Chicago. Now, David Kaplan and Jonathan Hood.
Good morning, everyone.
Bring them out.
Woo!
Bring them out.
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 Bring them out. Bring them out.
Oh, God. Welcome into the Kap and J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000, and we're streaming on the ESPN Chicago app. With Hall of Famer David Kaplan and Jonathan Hood with you. We're glad that you are with us here on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show. We got Jacob, we got Jay Moore. We've got you for a 3-hour ride here on this Ben Johnson Day. With open phone lines for you at 312-332-ESPN, 332-3776 our phone number. You can watch the show and all the shows on YouTube, youtube.com. Look for ESPN Chicago. Also on Twitch, twitch.tv/ESPN 1000 Chicago. Indeed, it is Ben Johnson Day here on the Kap and J Hood Morning Shows. We're going to hear from the head coach from the Chicago Bears in an hour from now at 8 o'clock right here on the home for the Bears, ESPN 1000. And we'll get to the Bears in just a moment. We'll talk about what happened in training camp yesterday and some of the storylines around the Bears. But first, Cap, the Cubs were able to snap out of their slumber. They defeated the Blue Jays by a score of 4-1. But there's a lot of storylines going on here with this Cubs team, and we like to thank the Chicago National League Ball Club for tuning in every morning to Kap and J Hood to get kind of a compass to know exactly what to do with the organization from day to day.
Yeah, good to see, Hoodie, that they are listening up at 1060 West Addison, because out of nowhere, I got a couple texts like, wow, you were a little upset this morning. Yeah, I was yesterday. I was. And all of a sudden, the ball game ends. I record my post game, and then I look. I go, wait, what does that say? Delete. Got to re-record. Welcome to the big leagues, Owen Casey.
How about that?
What did we say yesterday? If you can't trade him because he's untradeable, we've got to worry about the 2032 Cubs. Then why is he not here when your offense is broken? Now, last night, they scored 4 runs. They got 2 solo home runs. It doesn't feel like they can win without hitting home runs, but they did add on late. Suzuki got a big hit. They got a sac fly. They did that. But guess what? If Owen Casey is ready, and I talked to my buddies in Iowa who go to the games, he's a season ticket holder. He's like, dude, that guy's ready to play in the big leagues. Okay, then why is he not here? And then we find out he's coming up. Amaya, unfortunately, got hurt. They carted him off with a grotesquely sprained ankle. Thank goodness it wasn't broken. And then we hear, wait a minute, Owen Casey's from Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, Canada area. He will be there today. He should be in the lineup. Now, where you play him, I don't know. Like, can you put him in left field? I know he's a right fielder, but stick him in left field.
A lot of Cub fans would be thumbs up for that.
Yeah.
Based on Ian Happ. They'd be all for Owen Casey to play left field. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Ian's a really good kid, or good dude.
Yeah.
He's been around a long time. He's won Gold Gloves. He's been to an All-Star game. He's a solid, unspectacular player. But guess what? This year, offensively, he's been brutal. Makes a hell of a cup of coffee. I like Connect Roasters. I don't like him hitting in key spots this year because he hasn't come through.
What'd you like about those 3 strikeouts in that 0 for 4 yesterday? What was your favorite strikeout?
Right. So tell me why I can't. Like, I felt like Tucker took a positive step yesterday, although he didn't have a hit. He hit one to the wall. He had a hard one at first. Like, I felt like he made better contact the first 3 times up. Had nothing to show for it, but that's part of baseball. So I'm going to leave Tucker in right. Suzuki came up with a big hit to drive in a run. I'm going to leave him at the DH. And you got to take a seat today, kid. Sorry. And I'm playing Owen in left field.
I think that's where he should be. And I want to point out to you, Jay Moore, it's one thing to be here every morning and knocking this show down and being able to entertain, but it's another thing to be an influencer. And we are influencers to the Chicago Cubs, not only being part of their commercials, by the way, on social media when we say great things about the Cubs, but clearly we're influencers because think about everything that we've talked about on the show, right? This guy here to my right, my friend David Kaplan, looking to try to change the dynamic of the bench. Bruin sucks. Bruin is DH. This John Birdie, you could do better than that. Birdie's DFA'd. You know, they're DFAing guys left and right. If there's pitchers that underachieve, they get DFA'd. And he's asking for Owen Casey. It was one of our topics yesterday about Owen Casey, how he could fit into the Cubs mix. And guess what? Now he's with the team. So we appreciate those that have the speakers on at 1060 West Addison, listening in, getting advice on how to handle the ball club. Thank you,
now,
Jed.
Where's the check?
Exactly.
See, it always comes down to the check. Where's the check?
If he goes out in the next 6 weeks and plays at a really good level and they keep him in the lineup, a little something for the effort.
Jacob Santos, here we go. Here's yours. Jay Moore.
Much appreciated.
There you go. There's your check there. A little dividend check. David Kaplan. Hood. Sounds like change. Loose change in there for J Hood.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think we should get paid because these are obvious moves, Cap. It's not just sports talk we're talking about. We're just looking at the roster and say, how about if you do this? How about if you do that? And so now things are starting to change in a good way because if I'm the Cubs, Hap sits down because it's it's a getaway day for the Cubs in this matchup against Toronto, the afternoon game. Casey, come on up, see what you can do. It's okay to have someone in the mix to change the dynamic. Nothing wrong with that. And so this is why you get Owen Casey. Now what's next? Ballesteros comes up? Maybe somewhere down the line?
Maybe. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have 3 catchers? Now you're down to 2. You have Reese McGuire, you had Amaya and Carson Kelly. Or prior to the Amaya injury, would you rather have Ballesteros there for his bat? Now you lose Amaya, you go Casey. Is there someone else you can add? Getting kind of thin on guys that want a DFA.
Yes.
So you've got Willie Castro up there, but I'd like to see what they can do with Owen Casey. Give him a shot. And I mean a real shot. Not like, all right, come in against the guy throwing 101 with 2 men on in the 9th, cold off the bench. It might not end well. He's a rookie.
You're right.
So kid, left field, go get that job.
And so much for our Reese McGuire conversation yesterday of DFAing McGuire because you got 3 catchers. Well, this is why you carry 3 catchers. It's unfortunate for Amaya, but it's fortunate for McGuire because he's probably sitting up there like, oh, Amaya's up there, and then he gets hurt, and then they have McGuire go in to pinch run, and he's like, oh, I'm still a Cub. And so it's and I think it is sad, Cap, to see Amaya out there, trying to bunt his way on, and then he's busting it down the line because that's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about a guy that was just unbelievable with his speed yesterday in this Cubs lineup, but Amaya's trying to bust it, and then he goes across the bag, and you just see, Cap, him just crumple right there at first base. You knew what it was. And the tears.
I thought it was an ACL for a second.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened to Corey Patterson.
Yes, I remember.
I was there doing the game, and it was, I think, 4th of July, and it was a little wet on the base, and he hit it, and his leg buckled, and I see them carrying him off, and I'm like, oh, God. And he remember how well he was playing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He never was the same again. And Corey Patterson blew his ACL. That led to the trade for Lofton and Aramis Ramirez, and that was a great deal by Jim Hendry. But when I saw Amaya down, I'm like, all right, get up. Oh, God.
It's not good.
Not good.
Couldn't get up. Hey, Toronto, you're better than that, by the way. The man's hurt. Let's get the cart out there a little quicker, huh? Let's get the cart out there a little quicker for the young man. He's out there writhing in pain, crying on the field, and you get something from way in the back someplace like, I guess we could start up this old buggy. He deserves, but he's got a leg injury. He doesn't need to be sitting down. Should be lying prone right there. Don't do that. You got like a sanitation device out there for him. Yep. Cap, it's like the street cleaners in the city. Yeah. That's what they put him on.
Elgin street sweeper.
That's what they put him on. Cap, he's got to be better than that. Toronto should do better by Amaya. He's out there for 5 minutes. Is anyone going to pick this guy up? Anybody? There's Guerrero at first base kneeling. Prayers. Come on now. Take care of him.
Now, the interesting thing is the other day my son Brett said, Dad, can we watch the 2016 World Series highlight video again for the 90 billionth time? Sure, Brett. And so we watch it, narrated by Vince Vaughn. Well, in the video, it opens with a little snippet of Game 7 and the rain and all that. And then it goes back to the start of the World Series. And then all of a sudden, they show Schwarber get a hit. And when Tommy had bet him at 40-1 to hit a home run and he hit the top of the wall, remember that? He would have won $4,000. And then they said, but the star of the Cubs, 7 months earlier, and they show him getting injured in Arizona. He blew his ACL, his MCL, his PCL. Like, he tore everything. Do you know they made him sit in the cart in Arizona? Same deal.
Yeah.
I thought of that last night. I'm like, wait a second. Kyle Schwarber completely blew apart his knee, and he's sitting in the front seat talking to the driver.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like,
jeez.
Wait a minute. How are we not laying that guy down?
Help him out, for God's sakes. Amaya crying on the field. Will someone help him, for God's sakes?
You just get done with the rehab from the end of May. It's August. Your team today is going to the playoffs. He's like, I made it back. Nope, you're back in rehab on the IL.
It's very sad because of all that work that Cap just laid out and then for naught.
I
right?
broke
That's
my
sad.
ankle in basketball. Mm-hmm. I went up for a rebound. I don't jump very high, and I came down on someone's foot.
Yep.
And I snapped my ankle. Broke whatever it was, the tibia, right at the tip.
Jeez.
Yeah. And the doctor said, this will heal better than the sprain. Why? He said, a break, it's broken. It will heal. Casted on a knee surgery. And I was out for 5 weeks, 6 weeks. and it took time to strengthen it. He said the sprain doesn't always heal properly. So when I heard it wasn't broken, I'm like, maybe you'll get back. They've got obviously way better therapy stuff than I had in my house.
Sure.
But he's out. He's on the IL.
If he has a good support system, he should be able to get through this one.
Why don't you support him, Jay Moore?
Huh?
Why don't you support him?
I am supporting him, man. He's Chicago.
I think I'll get you his address, and you go over there and spin some records. And
Okay.
just chill with him.
All right, let's do something special for him.
Yeah.
You're going to support him more than his teammates did. There was only one guy out there.
Oh, my God.
What do you want the whole
Look at the video. Look, if you see guys get carted off in an NFL game, ACL, leg,
he's right.
The whole team goes out there.
Nobody came out.
Nobody came out.
There were
Guerrero and I think it was
Jimenez.
Jimenez.
Or Jimenez, the second baseman. They were there
I was just
kneeling.
watching the video. I was like, wait a second. That's the one thing that popped out to me.
They were kneeling, praying. The Cubs, we haven't seen them all year, so.
They were spitting sunflower seeds.
Move the drill. That's what they were saying.
Go Cubs, go.
Yeah, if it was like an injury where, oh, God, that guy, he's not moving, I think you see people all down praying. It was an ankle. I mean, what do you want, the whole team to leave the bench?
No, I get you. It's just when guys get carted off, typically they come out from the dugout or typically, come off from the sidelines.
Again, he wasn't laying on a spine board. He was sitting in the front seat. They got a game to play.
Well,
they'll see him in the clubhouse.
Well, he would have been on the spine board, but Toronto's too cheap to bring it out there. Apparently, the old thing didn't work. They put him in a little golf cart or whatever the hell that was. If only
they had the old bullpen carts to come pick him up.
Yes,
with the Blue Jay hat on it.
Here comes the cart, everybody. Here at Old Exhibition Stadium. It's going to take a while for it to get out there.
They should do that. Like, who's their big sponsor? Let's call it Chevrolet.
Sure.
Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. And they have a little Chevy golf cart and have the Cub hat on it.
Yeah.
And drive it in and bring the bullpen guy. That'd be awesome.
I think it's okay to bring that back. These guys were coming from miles and miles away from these bullpens or wait out in the outfield. They should have them. Let me sit down here. All right, here we go. Right up to the mound. But that was always fun.
But when Edwin Diaz, you have a little Timmy Trumpet.
Yeah.
When Timmy Trumpet starts playing, it loses a little bit of the effect. Like when you hear that music, and Timmy Trumpet is sometimes at the game and he's playing it.
Yeah.
And the lights are flashing. If a Met car driven by Mr. Met coming in, it's not quite as. It's the greatest.
That's fine.
That's the best intro in sports.
He could
it's
still
not
be
the same.
No, he could still be driven out there. Hey, it's a sponsorship opportunity, right? Slap a logo, some kind of sponsorship on that damn thing. You got something. I like it. You couldn't do that at Wrigley Field, though, because your bullpens used to be down the lines. So you didn't need a golf cart. You just skip right in, unless you're Lee Smith, and it took 5 minutes. But I'm just saying, well, he was tired.
He did.
But you guys didn't need that in the back in the day.
Do you know what? Remember Tony Garofalo, the old trainer?
Yeah.
He told me that Lee Smith, when the game would start, Lee Smith would go to sleep in the clubhouse, that old little dingy clubhouse they had. He said nobody would wake him up until the 6th inning. Lee, you got to wake up. Cubs are up by a run, down a run. It's close. If they were winning big or getting blown out,
let him sleep.
Let him sleep. Mm-hmm. And he'd sleep the whole game.
Yeah.
Apparently the Nationals and Diamondbacks still use a bullpen cart.
That's good. I like the old school like that.
Love it. It'd be cool at Wrigley.
The old Cubs came back yesterday in their victory against Toronto. We'll explain that and also hear from the fine manager of the Chicago Cubs, Craig Counsell, on what he learned about Amaya's injury. It's all still to come on Ben Johnson Day here on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show. We'll hear from the coach 8 o'clock on Kap and J Hood.
Kap and J Hood, ESPN Chicago. The ESPN Chicago Vegas vacation. Come with us and meet the full ESPN Chicago team to Las Vegas for a packed football weekend. True Fan Travel and ESPN Chicago have teamed up for this once-in-a-lifetime trip. Round-trip airfare, 3-night hotel accommodations, entry to special ESPN Chicago live broadcasts, an all-inclusive tailgate, and tickets to the Bears-Raiders game. Go to TrueFanTravel.com. Limited travel packages remain, so log on now. TrueFanTravel.com for the ESPN Chicago Vegas vacation, September 26th through 29th. The ESPN Chicago Vegas vacation.
Illinois born and nation strong. That's Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, sharing the same communities with their members for nearly 90 years. While they'll always be your one local and trusted healthcare partner, their national network of products and innovations continues to ensure access to the highest quality, affordable care. Because wherever your journey leads, Blue Cross will make sure you always feel right at home. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all, Jay Moore.
Hey, fellas, it's your pal Jurko, Johnny the Good Kid. As we shift from summer nights at the ballpark to fall weekends on the couch, one thing stays the same. You still got to bring the heat when it's your turn to perform. Now, let me ask you, are you throwing the high heat or just floating the soft stuff over the plate? Oh, my. But that's where Blue Chew comes in. And I've been telling you about my friends at Blue Chew for years. It's a chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but without the awkward doctor visits or the pharmacy lines. Everything's online, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. No pills to swallow, no weird conversations, just confidence you need when it counts the most. Blue Chew's licensed providers work with you to find the right fit. And it's all made in the U.S. of A. And it's shipped direct, so it's affordable, too. So if you're ready to step up, I've got a deal for you. Your first month is free. Just pay $5 for shipping. Go to BlueChew.com. Use promo code ESPN. Chew it and do it. Blue Chew, your playbook for better performance.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Save big money on new siding now at Menards. Update the look of your home and save big on Cedar Creek vinyl siding. This easy-to-install, low-maintenance siding withstands the elements and is available in 16 color options. Hurry in and save big money on Cedar Creek vinyl siding today. And check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
My name is Georgios Tsetis. I'm the co-founder of Nutrafol. My hair started thinning in my early 20s. I tried everything and nothing was really working. So we created Nutrafol. Our hair growth supplements undergo clinical trials and have helped millions of men and women get visibly thicker and stronger hair in just 3 to 6 months.
Get growing at Nutrafol.com. That's Nutrafol.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Advantage Acura of Naperville is your connection to your new Acura. Drive home in one you'll love in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. And every new Acura comes with the Advantage Plus program. Come see them in Naperville or visit AdvantageAcura.com. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Kap and J Hood are back.
Got me feeling lucky. I'm putting everything on black.
ESPN Chicago.
0-2. And that one is in there. Homestand. 1-2, outside corner. Ready, here's the 1-2. Struck him out. Hey, here's a 1-2. Foul tipped into the catcher's middle of the runner. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase. Outside corner, got him.
Cade Horton getting the job done for the Chicago Cubs as the Cubs defeat the Blue Jays 4-1. Glad to have you with us here on this Ben Johnson Day on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app. Yeah, the head coach for the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, will be with us at 8 o'clock, top of the hour, right here on your home for the Bears, ESPN 1000. So the Cubs were able to do what we saw in the first half, come through doing the little things and the big things.
Swing and a ball drilled down the left field line towards the corner, and it's gone. Matt Shaw. A solo homer on a liner to left, and the Cubs have taken a 2-0 lead for Shaw. It is number 10, and he stays hot since the break.
Getting a consistent release point.
Ground ball up the middle of the base hit. McGuire around third. They're going to send him. Varsho won't make a throw. Seiya Suzuki RBI single, and it's 4-1. They'll have their best starter going. The 0-2 bounce to the right side should do it. Nico over to Bush. Ball game. Cubs win. Valencia closes it out, and they use another brilliant effort from Cade Horton. Homers from Bush and Shaw.
So you know why the Cubs won the ball game yesterday, Cap? Is because we saw a semblance of what we used to see with the Cubs in the first half, is that you get on and then you steal bases. You saw 2 from Horner, you saw 1 from Shaw yesterday, and Shaw busting it down the line from third to home. I'm like, that guy wants it badly.
You talk about on the tag-up play?
Yeah, on the tag play.
Oh, man.
Do you see how fast he was going?
He was flying, and when it was hit, I'm like, oh, God, I don't know if that's deep enough.
Busting it.
And they cut the throw. That's how fast that dude is.
Yeah.
But that was a mistake by the Blue Jay.
Yeah.
Because he, I think, missed the cutoff man. And there's, on the other side of the mound, I believe was Vladimir Guerrero. He cut it. By the time he got it to second, the guy on first tagged and went to second.
Yeah.
If you can't throw the guy out at the plate, you can't let the guy get into scoring position with the next run. And the Cubs added on another one.
Aggressiveness.
Yes.
That's the electricity that we used to see with the Cubs. And if they get on a roll, that's what you're going to get again. You just can't take anything for granted. You've been so bereft of being able to score runs on a regular basis that when you get on, you got to take the extra base. And the Cubs are fast enough to be able to take the extra base.
Yeah, they're one of the better base running teams, the base stealing teams in Major League Baseball. But what I loved, Cade Horton, now we were told, and I confirm this, when they tried to get Mackenzie Gore or Joe Ryan at the trade deadline, and neither guy got moved, they were asked for, in the deal, Matt Shaw, Owen Casey, and Cade Horton.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, that would have been the dumbest trade ever.
Yeah.
So I understand why those deals didn't get done. Because if I was the Twins or I was the Nationals, I would have asked for the moon too. So you get a good pitcher back, and you give up, arguably, your number 1 or 2 guy in Cade Horton, the way he's pitching. Matt Shaw, who's coming into his own, and your top prospect who's going to be on the roster today. So I get it. I just thought, if the Phillies could go get a closer like Joan Duran, and Ryan Helsley can go to the Mets, and the Yankees can get 3 guys, and Merrill Kelly can go to Texas, that was my problem.
Yeah, well, I think that we're on the same page in which you are not in a position to give up the moon, but you could give up a couple stars.
Yes.
Makes sense? You can give up a cloud or 2, but you don't have to necessarily give up the moon, meaning that the whole kit and caboodle. You don't have to give up everything. So, I mean, again, there were moves there that should have been made, and they were not. I do have a question about Cade Horton, though, because 8 strikeouts through 5 2/3, he's the one that kept you in the ball game. And as we were watching the ebb and flow of the game together, Cap, I was wondering, it's like, okay, let's not have another night of this where you get solid starting pitching. You got a guy that's giving you a no-hitter through 5. Don't do this where you don't hit the baseball. And but thank goodness this is how you take care of a starter. Gausman's out there, and what happens? The Cubs get on the board first with a home run from Bush. That's how you try to get advantage of a starter. But I'm glad that there was enough run support to support the starter for the Chicago Cubs yesterday and Horton. I do want to ask you about how the Cubs move forward with Horton for the rest of the season. Young guy, he is getting up there in innings and pitches thrown in his career. I wonder how they handle him. You know how this works now in baseball. Young pitcher or young phenom, all right, we can't give him 82 pitches to throw in the next one. I wonder how they limit his pitches, even though you're in a pennant race.
Well, I think last night was an example of it, because I don't think that had I been managing, and I never will, that I would have pulled him if you told me it was a lefty coming up and you had a lefty specialist, call him Caleb Thielbar, and you're going that way to get this one specific guy to end the inning, okay. Go ahead. You went to a righty, Andrew Kittredge, who promptly gave up a double, by the way.
Yep. Rusty.
Yeah, exactly. To give Kittredge the ball over Horton in that situation. But that is an exceptionally high-leverage situation. And what was he at, 80 pitches?
82.
82.
And 53 strikes.
I would have had zero problem leaving Kate Horton. I would have walked out and said, you got enough for this hitter or not? Tell me. I got guys down there that are heated up. I can get you. And if he said, Skip, I got this. Okay. I can do it. Go ahead, big guy, because that's where I think you build and you learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But you know how they do it today? They baby these guys. It's like, all right, his pitch count will be 65 or 70. Let's not get him over 8. You know how that works? Because now you want Horton's arm to be fresh for the playoffs. And that, I don't know if that's starter or if that's long relief. I have no idea what that is. I just know that they look at someone and says, well, he's a rookie. We can't throw him out there. But, you know, we've been around baseball for a long time. Baseball players, especially pitchers, they want to pitch. That builds up, you know, the arm strength. That builds up situations.
I also think it builds you up mentally.
Callous.
Where you're callous.
Yeah.
And, you know, if he had stayed in the game and given up a hit, okay, what can I learn from that? But the way he was throwing, if he had put the clamps, so to speak, on Vladdy Guerrero, now you're done for the night, big guy. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's how I would have done it. But if he chose to go to Andrew Kittredge, they ended up getting out of the inning, and then they added on. That was the other thing. In the 8th, they needed to add on. And then Daniel Palencia, do you know he threw 9 pitches in the 9th inning? Mm-hmm. All 9 were strikes, and 6 of the 9 were 101 plus. Thank you, Elise Menaker, for that nugget on Marquee. And if you got a guy that can do that in a opposing building against a quality team and Kate Horton with 8 strikeouts, you know the Blue Jays are the #1 toughest team in baseball to strike out. So I thought it was a really, really good night. Now go win a series today.
Yep. Matthew Boyd on the mound against the venerable Max Scherzer for the Blue Jays. As we hear now from Craig Counsell, the fine manager, Chicago Cubs. Craig, good win. His thoughts about the Amaya injury.
Yeah, left ankle sprain. X-rays were taken, negative on the X-rays, which is great. I'm a little concerned, obviously, at the time of the injury, but yeah, it's swollen up pretty good already. It's an IL, so it's a bad break, bad luck, unfortunately, and we're going to miss him.
All right, so the thoughts there from Craig Counsell. Coming up, we will talk about what we learned at Bears camp yesterday. And we're going to hear from Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Bears, coming up at 8 o'clock. Kap J Hood on ESPN 1000 and on YouTube.
You're listening to Kap J Hood on ESPN Chicago. Bears Weekly. Host Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer take you inside with the latest on your team. The latest news and the best interviews. Bears Weekly, tonight at 6:30 on ESPN Chicago and the ESPN Chicago app.
Being present and in the moment for family activities was impossible because Will Burt was so focused on the constant pain in his leg.
My wife likes to take walks. I always kind of dreaded going on walks because they hurt. The boys both play baseball. I coach their teams. I was going to do them and be in pain and be uncomfortable and kind of sacrifice my own health.
An old Achilles injury left Will coping with agonizing pain until he discovered the natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids. The procedure took place in the office, and Will walked right out.
I feel great. There's no pain. There's no tenderness.
Patients like Will are feeling amazing and living their best lives.
Ironically, just got off the golf course today, so I think that's a good telltale sign that the Achilles is feeling better.
Don't be in pain another day. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
Tired of losing power? Feeling powerless? Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric today for a free estimate on a whole home standby generator. Never be without power again. Fully installed systems starting at just $99 a month. Power your sump pump, your fridge, your freezer, your garage doors, your heating and cooling, so your home stays safe and comfortable. Four Seasons is the largest and most award-winning Generac dealer in Illinois.
Right reasons. Call 866-4 Seasons.
Hey golfers, it's Silvy. I've been talking about Chicago Southland's finest golf course for years, the Sanctuary in New Lenox. The Sanctuary offers 18 holes of great golf on a beautiful course. The track may be a challenge, but it's an easy drive from anywhere in Chicagoland. Sanctuary features a 20-bay heated top tracer range, a 30-station grass range, a putting green, and a short game area. Check out golfsanctuary.com for the best rates and book your tee time. You no longer need to find your golf sanctuary.
Thinking about buying a home? Want to improve your credit or learn how to budget smarter? NHS Chicago is here to help with free expert-led classes that guide you every step of the way. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or just want to take control of your finances, NHS has the tools and support you need. Classes are offered online and in person. Sign up today at nhschicago.org/education or call us at 773-329-4111. NHS Chicago, rooted in neighborhoods, investing in people.
This isn't just another ESPN fantasy football season. It's your shot at greatness. With a refreshed design, the ESPN Fantasy app is sharper than ever, so you can draft like a pro and dominate your league. And introducing Gridiron Gauntlet, a new game mode where the best compete to be crowned the #1 fantasy football player of 2025. One app, one shot, one champion. Download the ESPN Fantasy app and sign up to play ESPN Fantasy Football today.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
On the road or off-road, Chevy Silverado is built for tough performance in any conditions. It's a real workhorse in the trenches. Check out the full line of Silverados at ChevyDriveChicago.com. Chevy Silverado, official truck partner of the Chicago Bears.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all of your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing awards program and unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you the peace of mind with every purchase. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Jay Moore.
Now back to Kap and J Hood.
Good morning, Kap J Hood. Love your show, man. I am dialed in from 7 to 10 every day.
On ESPN Chicago.
Ben Johnson Day on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app. We'll hear from the head coach for the Chicago Bears at 8 o'clock. Here's hoping that you're going to have a great Thursday as we keep you company until 10 o'clock. And then it is Clinton and Friends, followed by Carmen and Jurko at 12. Waddle Silvy at 2:30. Bears Weekly with Jeff and Tom at 6:30. Bleck Abdalla at 7:30. All part of the mix here on the home of the Bears and the White Sox, ESPN 1000. At 312-332-3776 is our phone number. So, Cap, yesterday I was able to spend time with the Chicago Bears at training camp. Ran into Tyson Bagent's dad, who is a big fan of the show, says he watches every day. So it's good to be able to connect with Tyson Bagent's dad yesterday.
Travis.
And, yes, gave him a handshake, gave him the old South Side, you know. You just lock in with somebody, bam.
Big paw.
And he said to me, and Danny was right there with us because he took a picture of Mr. Bagent and I. And he said, "Did you lock in because I'm an arm wrestler?" I go, "No, that's a South Side handshake, pal. I didn't do that just for you. It wasn't extra mustard for you. You just lock in. That's all." He thought I put a little extra mustard on it because he's an arm wrestler. I'm like, for real? No, that's the old South Side handshake, pal.
That's it.
And then from there, So
Love it.
So
Absolutely love
So it's
it.
good to lock in with Tyson Bagent's dad. So, Cap, there's a lot of things that we have to discuss here. And again, we're going to hear from Ben Johnson at 8 o'clock that I need to talk to you about. So, as I've told you many times, when it comes to practice, look, you're just trying to work out the kinks. Mm-hmm. Practice is not necessarily what you're going to see in the games. Mm-hmm. My major concern is what the Bears will look like Game 1 against the Vikings in a big spotlight game. It's your first game. It's the first game for Ben Johnson officially as a head coach for this team, coaching in the regular season. And it's going to be new for Caleb Williams and everyone else that's going to be on this team. However, we do have to mention things that we see in practice. So from the start offensively, there were about 5 or 6 false starts on all 3 levels, talking about the top tier, the middle tier, and the bottom tier as far as pre-snap penalties. This is where they're trying to work the kinks out as far as timing. It's all timing with this, right? When you're trying to snap the ball, when everyone's got to be on the same page. So I saw at least, from my count, 6 false start penalties yesterday in one practice. Okay, you would think after all this time in the hot sun that this stuff would have been worked out, but they're still working on the timing of things. Okay, fine. And the other thing is, too, is that they got, I don't know if it's official 3 or maybe 4 padded practices left. And you've got to be able to get on the same page. That way you're ramping up and getting ready for the Minnesota game. So I looked at that. And also something we got to talk about is this offensive line. Now, we look at this depth chart every morning, Cap, and we're happy that Tooney and Dahlman and Jonah Jackson are on this offensive line. But it was murky yesterday. I'm watching, and all of a sudden there was a guy I'm watching. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that the Canadian Eagle out there playing on the offensive line?
Yeah.
I said, is he out there playing at left tackle? I said, oh. And he got a lion's share of the time out there. Along with Amagaje toward the back end of the practice I saw yesterday.
He's up the track.
So I asked, by the way, when I got there, I go, any word on Amagaje? Yeah, he's out there. I said, excuse me? Said there's no improvement. Oh, he's out there. Yeah. But here's something about Benedict. And this is why it's wide open for a new coaching staff. A new coaching staff comes in and they go, so what was this guy like last year? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's just plug him in and see what he does. Benedict apparently is doing enough for him to warrant a lot of time out there.
Love it.
Interesting, though, isn't it? Because our conversations about Braxton Jones, about Darnell Wright, which we'll talk about in a second, Ozzie Trapillo, but Benedict is turning heads out there and getting time to work out some stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's super cool. He got hurt last year. Remember, he was one of the stars of Hard Knocks when he pulled his warm-up pants off and he had that Canadian Eagle Speedo on.
Yes.
Yeah, and everybody laughed and he was cool and all that. And he's getting this opportunity from playing college football in Canada. And then he got hurt and he was out. Now to see he's rehabbed and he's healthy and everyone talks about this dude's a big, big man. He's got a chance. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops.
Let's talk about Darnell Wright for a second.
Yep.
Because we've just locked in who we think is going to be in this offensive line. But with Darnell Wright, okay, so again, you're practicing in the hot sun, you're working out, and you're trying to ramp yourself up to get ready for this first game against the Vikings. Cap, it is troublesome at today to see Darnell Wright kind of turn the switch on, turn the switch off, and try to get into playing shape. Remember, there was a day off for Darnell Wright, if you recall, from Courtney's reporting. And then he was out there, and I watched him. And again, they just want him to be in playing shape. And maybe by the time we get to the Vikings game, maybe that'll be the case. But you would think in the offseason, he's already ready to go, and there's questions about him at camp.
Yeah, Dan Rauscher, who I love, he was actually a coach at Northern Illinois back in the day where I used to be. And so I've connected with him. He is one of the most honest coaches I have ever heard speak. When they ask him about Braxton Jones, we have a standard, and he has to be held to that standard. He was not happy with how Braxton was. But he also said Friday joint practice against the Dolphins, Darnell Wright, magnificent. He reverted back on Sundays. We never got this type of
intel.
Being forthright.
So let's talk about the offensive line coach for the Chicago Bears. And again, what we're going to play for you is something that you did not have in the Eberflus era, or actually a lot of eras, especially on the record, You can always pull a coach off to the side of the camp and just say, hey, could you give me a little intel? What do you think of this player?
Right.
And you get that kind of honesty, and it'd be off the record.
Well, they would always say, just for background.
Yeah.
And that's code for don't you dare quote me or you'll never get another bite at the apple.
Right.
We understand. I appreciate you being honest with me. But under Eberflus, nothing.
Yes.
And the coaches weren't allowed either.
This is commonplace across the board. But we'll start with Roshar because listen closely what he says about Braxton Jones.
On the day off, he and I had a little communication, and when I thought on Friday against Miami in the one-on-ones, and I'm not speaking out of the side of my mouth here, I saw him set with balance, his hips were down, and he used his length, and I saw a player that we can win with. When I watched him Sunday, as I told him, I said, you reverted back to whatever this is for you, but that's not acceptable. And so every day we have to go in and we'll have a standard, we'll maintain that standard or hold those guys to that standard because what he does or anybody that's playing the left tackle or any other position impacts the entirety of our group.
What Roshar says about Darnell Wright.
A little bit too inconsistent. There's moments where, as we look at him, when he loses focus or fatigue starts to set in, we see a decline in play. But when he's on point, I've seen Darnell do some things that you get excited about. He's just not been able to stack it play after play after play, which isn't uncommon for a young player. But right now, I feel like there's been moments where I've seen this growth. Is this fast as I want it to be, or he wants it to be? No. My job is to inspire, to get him there, to understand exactly what we're doing, and to challenge him when it's not right, which we do.
So, Coach Roshar, offensive line coach for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dan Roshar. When they hired him, I knew they were looking for an O-line coach, and he was out there. He was at Tulane after 10 years with the Saints, and he stayed down there. He's got his family down there, the whole deal. And then I hear, hey, he's interviewing with the Bears. I made a couple calls to people that know him well from NIU days. And they went, yeah, he wants back in the NFL. His family's in a good position. I don't know if he had a child in school down there. And he got the job. And when I had a chance to talk to him, he just said, I have so much respect for what Ben is bringing here to be a part of that staff. I can't tell you how excited I am for what we can accomplish. And to see him speak where he's honest, not throwing anybody under the bus. He's not telling all of us anything he hasn't already said to Braxton Jones or Darnell Wright.
Now, you know what I like about this is that this is not just lip service when we talk about accountability. Mm-hmm. It's all across the board. It's all over the field. I saw it yesterday. I told you if I was going to camp, I'm there to see the offensive line. Mm-hmm. Big guys like to see big guys perform. Mm-hmm. That's what I went to go see. I went up there to go see the offensive line and want to see Trapillo in person. Oh, my God, what a monster. He's going to be something, man. And to watch Amagaje, because it's like Tooney, Dolman, Jackson, that's fine. I was interested to find out how much Braxton Jones would play and then to see some of the backups out there on the offensive line. But also, I want to check out the running backs as well. And Cap, I stood there while everyone else, I told you, the media likes to go around and they follow each other all the way up to the stands. J Hood standing on one side watching the running backs work out and the offensive line. Cap, I got a chance to get a tablespoonful of Eric Bieniemy, the running backs coach. Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
He is intense, man.
Cap, let me tell you something. At one point, I thought he was talking to me.
Does he still have the big white beard?
Oh, yeah. No, I thought at one point, Cap, as he's talking to all those running backs, move your feet, accountability. I thought he wanted me to get out there. Scared me. Cap, I thought he's talking to me because I was that close just watching him. Cap, you would think, oh, he's talking to like Monungai and Travis Homer and Deion Hank. He's talking to everybody. He's getting after Swift. He's getting after everybody to make sure he goes, accountability, don't cheat it. Go back and do it again. They're doing the cone drill. They're going around the cone drill. And then like the whole thing where he's standing there and he is built like a blank brick house, by the way. Bieniemy, strong legs, strong lower body for his age, right? And he wanted the running backs to go through a drill where they're trying to block him. Like he's supposed to be the linebacker. He goes, I'm LT. Come through me now. I'm LT. You go, come on. I'm Lawrence Taylor. Oh, God. And the running backs in their uniforms and pads are pushing his chest in, pushing him in. They're running at him, pushing him for blocking drills. He was just taking it. His chest must have been like a beet red after it was done because those guys were going at him. Come through my chest. Let's go. Oh, God. Cap, I was afraid.
I love that he's here.
Cap, he wasn't messing around. He wasn't messing around. He was but what rang true to me is accountability across the board. It's not just something they talk about up there. All the coaches are talking about it. That's something.
It is. I'm so excited. Again, I've said this a billion times. Waddle always wanted Ben Johnson. I never in my wildest dreams thought they could get him because I never thought George would spend the money. And so I've given credit where credit's due. Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren getting George to buy in that, hey, man, we got to spend $65 million on that dude. If we want to fix Caleb the right way, if we want to build this thing the right way, we need our Kevin O'Connell, our Sean McVay. And it's not going to happen overnight. I understand that. But that's how you win. Not with guys like Matt Eberflus and the way things were just poorly run here.
All I can just tell you is this, is that I know that they're working through the growing pains of what they want to do on the offensive line, talking about the right tackle and left tackle. It was a surprise to see Benedict out there. I just want this offensive line to be right. You know why? Because they're going to take on a team that's going to blitz the hell out of them in the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
I just hope that they're ready. Kap and J Hood, weekday morning, 7 to 10.
Kap and J Hood, ESPN Chicago.
Picture it. Ice cold Yuengling in hand, warm breezes moving through the bar, odd sports takes being hurled from the stage. It's just about perfect.
It's a Carmen and Jurko Summer Friday, presented by Yuengling. Join us live from Old Republic in Elgin. See you tomorrow from noon to 3. It's another great excuse to start your weekend early. Yuengling presents Summer Friday, live from Old Republic in Elgin. A live Carmen and Jurko show on ESPN Chicago. Please enjoy responsibly.
Outside temperatures continue to remain high in Chicagoland. And when it comes to making your home or business comfortable, I recommend you go with Automatic. Their motto is, we make people comfortable. Yes, every HVAC company strives to make people comfortable. They take it a step further and make sure their clients are comfortable throughout the entire process. They offer fair upfront pricing, no gimmicks, clean, courteous technicians who aren't pushing sales, just real solutions. Take me as an example. I called Steve Stahorek. He is the owner, CEO, the big cheese at Automatic. I said, I've got an issue going on. Talk me through this. And he talked me through it, and then he texted with me. That dude is awesome, and so is Automatic. Trust me, Automatic gets it right. Visit Automatic.com. Do what I did. Go to @omatic.com.
This is your White Sox Minute. I'm Len Casper. The Sox lost a 1-0 pitching duel Wednesday to Detroit. The Sox could only muster 2 hits against rookie Troy Melton and the Tigers bullpen. Shane Smith pitched great in a no decision, going 5 scoreless innings. Left-hander Martin Perez, back off the IL to pitch for the first time in nearly 4 months, took a tough loss, allowing 1 run in 3 1/3 of solid relief. Sox fans, join us at the ballpark a week from Sunday, August 24th, as the Sox host the Minnesota Twins at 1:10 p.m. The first 7,500 fans in attendance will receive a Southside legend Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead, presented by United, Chicago's hometown airline. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/promos. This has been your White Sox Minute.
At Wintrust, our approach is to let Southside fans show off their Southside pride anytime, anywhere. With the White Sox debit card from Wintrust Community Banks, you're not just swiping, you're making a statement. It's like a megaphone for your wallet. Broadcasting your Sox pride with every transaction. Open an eligible checking account. Visit wintrust.com/Sox today. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Member FDIC.
Hey friends, I'm Tom Waddle and I drive a Hawk. Find your next car at hawkauto.com. Choose from 12 Hawk Auto locations at Forest Park, St. Charles, Plainfield, Joliet, Carroll Stream, and now LaSalle, Peru. Shop thousands of vehicles from 13 big brands. Save with 0% financing or make no payments for 90 days. Plus save even more with our complimentary maintenance plan. Find your next car at hawkauto.com and drive what I drive. Drive a Hawk.
HawkAuto.com.
Financing and plan on select models with approved credit.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
$3.5 million. The Verdoyak Law Group wins again for their clients. You heard that right. The Verdoyak Law Group recovered $3.5 million for a client who was injured in an auto accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoyak Law Group.
Vivid Seats. Yes, Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Jay Moore.
Welcome back to Kap and J Hood on Chicago's Home for Sports, ESPN Chicago.
We will hear from Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Bears, coming up at 8 o'clock right here on the Home for the Bears, ESPN 1000. Evan, along with Chris Canty and Michelle Smallman, make Unsportsmanlike from 5 to 7 right here on ESPN 1000.
Yep, I was in the car this morning. I had them on. They come back from break, and I hear my voice. I'm like, oh, they must be playing a promo before they're back. No, it was a clip of you and I banning or unbanning Smalls, Michelle Smallman, and threatening Chris Canty with a ban for whizzing all over the Bears any chance he gets. And I love Chris. I said on that clip, I can't wait till I break bread with Chris Canty when he comes down. Awesome dude. But guess what? How many times you been to Bears camp? 0. Yet he defecates all over our offense.
Canty and Evan talking about Caleb Williams will be the 6th best year 2 quarterback. Listen.
You believe there is a chance that Caleb Williams is the 6th best second-year quarterback in the NFL this year?
It's possible. It's possible.
If that's an option for you, then you are closer to bust than boom with him.
Well, here's the thing. We think that the Chicago Bears are going for it. It's a much different thing to be the offensive coordinator versus being the head coach.
No doubt. No doubt.
Okay.
I'm not doubting that at all.
Okay.
But if I'm going to praise the staff and the people around Drake May, I also would like to do the same thing around Caleb. Because you look around and you see Ben Johnson, who everybody wants. Who's behind me here with the backs? Oh, Eric Bieniemy.
But you've seen it with Mike Vrabel. You've never seen it with Ben Johnson. Why are you putting Ben Johnson in Canton already as a head coach?
I'm not. I'm just saying
you act like there's no learning curve when it comes to figuring out how to be a head coach in this league.
There is. There's also a learning curve at playing quarterback. So getting the reps that Caleb got last year, now seemingly with better coaching and better team around him, especially in the offensive line.
Better team that's never played together before.
He better be better than the 6th best quarterback amongst the second-year guys.
So Evan and Canty talking about Caleb Williams earlier today on Unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, again, if you told me Chris was there, because Chris knows football, man. That dude won a Super Bowl. He's like Waddle and Yurk. They can walk out and go, yeah, that dude can't play. That dude can't. They're really good at that. He hadn't been to Bears practice one time. This national narrative that everybody parrots, Caleb Williams, that every freaking day I got to turn on the get-up. Every day in this studio. And it's the same tired, well, the Bears will get us ratings. Let's rip Caleb.
That's the thing now.
Like, if you tell me that we're 6 weeks into the season and Caleb looks horrible, okay, fair. But it's the same stupid, tired narrative that none of them that say it have been to one practice. Not one. They haven't seen him throw a ball since last January when he took him down the field to beat Green Bay at Lambeau Field. Not a ball. And yet they all feel comfortable to opine how crappy Caleb Williams is going to be.
Well, some would say.
Well. Okay. So
that's what you said.
It might not be the perfect analogy.
You mean the analogy of him saying that Caleb Williams is Sam Bowie?
Right. I mean, can we let this play out? We got the coach that everybody wanted. Caleb said, "Coach me hard." Ben said, "Oh, I'm going to." And by all accounts, Ben has said this dude's working hard. He's been great to work with. Well, let's let it play out. That's all I'm asking.
Okay. He still says that he's a bust. That's what he said. We're going to hear from the head coach for the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, coming up in a couple of minutes right here on the home of the Bears, Kap J Hood.
Well. Okay. So
that's what you said.
It might not be the perfect analogy.
This is your morning routine.
Yeah.
Kap J Hood.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
On ESPN Chicago.
It'll be long, it'll be hard.
I'm Chicago personal injury lawyer Jim Morisi. Even when we're careful, other people's negligence can threaten our futures. As one of Illinois' most successful injury firms, winning the most complex personal injury and workers' compensation cases is what we do. Consultations are always free. Visit us at MorisiLongo.com. That's MoriciLongo. Morisi Longo and Associates. We're there when you need us.
Relish this. Two Chicago icons, Lou Malnati's and Portillo's, have teamed up for the flavor mashup you didn't know you needed. Introducing the Chicago Dog Deep Dish. Lou's legendary deep dish crust, gooey cheese, topped with real Chicago-style hot dog slices, and all the classic fixings: mustard, relish, tomatoes, onions, sport peppers, and a pickle. But hurry, it's only here for a super limited time at 21 Lou's dine-in locations. Carry out and delivery too. Lou Malnati's, Chicago's legendary deep dish.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide injection 0.5 milligrams.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Live from State Street in the heart of Chicago, this is the home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago. And this is Kap J Hood, WMVP, WTBC, HD2, Chicago, a good Carmen Brands radio station.
Ben Johnson. Head coach of your Chicago Bears.
We're going to push, we're going to challenge. The bar has been set higher than it's ever been set before. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
2024 AP NFL Assistant Coach of the Year. The architect behind the stumble bug.
That was a trick play.
Ben Johnson. Breaking down the Bears and the latest updates all season.
The only way for this team to reach your potential is to be pushed and to be challenged. And that's exactly what I and my staff plan on doing.
Ben Johnson with Kap J Hood on ESPN Chicago. Bear down.
Good morning, Chicago, and welcome in to the Kap J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and on YouTube, youtube.com. Like, share, and subscribe. We do on youtube.com, ESPN Chicago, along with David Kaplan, John the Hood with you as we go to the Yuengling hotline.
Yuengling, the
oldest brewery in America.
As we talk to the head coach for the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, as the Bears get ready to take on the Bills Sunday. We got coverage all day right here on the home of the Bears, ESPN 1000, and on the ESPN Chicago app. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
We're doing awesome. It's really an honor to talk with you, Coach. We've been really excited to sit down and chat with you. So you have talked a lot about processing and picking up the offense. I want to take more of a macro look because you give us a micro look every day when you talk to all the media that's up there. From a macro perspective, can you teach, whether it's Caleb or anyone else at that position, how to process, or that's an innate skill you're born with? How would you answer that?
No, some guys pick it up faster than others. It's like anything. You're growing up in the schoolyard, and whether it's a sport or whether it's academics, some guys are more natural to learn things, and so that's where we've been finding out more about our guys every single day. Some guys can handle a little bit more than others, but in each position group, and I think our coaches have been challenging them really well along the way. So there's a lot of clarity that's come through this process, and I feel good about what we're going to be able to handle going into week one, and we'll be able to grow as the season goes as well. We're not going to be a finished product going into week one. We'll reassess at the bye week, call it week 4 or 5, and then, hopefully the plan is we'll be playing our best football in November and December.
Coach, what are the differences or similarities in teaching or working with a veteran like Jared Goff as opposed to a second-year quarterback like Caleb Williams?
It's completely different. Jared had a lot of things that he could kind of relate to, whether it was concepts or whether it was situations that had popped up or relationships with teammates and working through that dynamic. There's a lot of things that you don't really consider about being in this building on a day-to-day basis. And so for Caleb, he's working through being not just learning a new offense, but also he's the face of the franchise and he's the leader of this offense. He's the most vocal communicator. And so there's a lot more that goes into play. And so I think we've got a really good group of guys around him that are all pushing the right direction. Yet for him, it's still every single day there's something new that's popping onto his plate that he really hasn't experienced yet.
Coach, the 2022 Detroit Lions averaged 437 yards and 35 points per game the first 4 weeks with you as the OC. That's not exactly a slow start for a new offense with a new OC. Additionally, in those 4 games, you averaged 164 rushing yards, and it wasn't like you had Walter Payton or Saquon Barkley back there. You had 4 different guys. So my question is, we all have high expectation that the insanity of so many years where we haven't won is going to be turned around and everyone's thrilled you're here. Is it reasonable to expect, maybe not those numbers, but a pretty good starting point offensively from day one?
You never know. You really never know. Everybody's optimistic going into the season. I think our guys, they'll be feeling really good week 1, week 2. The best their bodies will feel all season long. I hope that we get off to that same fast start that we did a few years ago, but you neglected to say that games 5 and 6, I think one of them was a shutout, and the next one was only a 7-point game. And so it fluctuates. It does, as you're trying to find your footing and your identity, not only as a play caller, getting to know our guys more and more, but also for the guys settling in and getting a hold of the system. And so there are ups and downs. We want to avoid as many of those downs as we possibly can. And I think we have a prideful group. They understand that if we have a bad play or we have a bad day, the whole goal is not to allow that to trickle into the next. So we don't want 2 bad ones in a row, whether that's 2 practices or 2 games, whatever that is. They need to respond when something doesn't go well.
Ben Johnson's the head coach for the Chicago Bears. He's with us on the Kap J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and on the ESPN Chicago app as the Bears get ready to take on the Bills Sunday. We got coverage all day right here on ESPN 1000. There's a lot of people listening to the show this morning, Ben, and they're trying to be able to reach the pinnacle of their life or their career. And you've been able to get to the top of your profession as a head coach in the National Football League. So personally, what does this mean to you? In which you had a lot of people that have helped you out along the way. But what does this mean for you to be in this moment right now, being the head coach of a charter franchise like the Bears?
Yeah, it's something that you get to reflect a little bit on during the summer when you have some free time finally. Mm-hmm. I told the group the other day that I'm here by the grace of God alone. It was 6 years ago I was out of football. I couldn't find another job, and so the way that things work in this league, things happen fast. You're at the height, and the next thing you know, you're at the bottom, and vice versa. So I'm very fortunate. My whole perspective has always been to put my head down and work hard, and some opportunities have come my way, and I've been able to capitalize on it. So, I am honored. I think this is one of the special jobs in all of sports. Just like you said, this is a franchise that has a rich history, and really a story that is unparalleled to most in this league. And so I am honored to come in every single day and work to serve not only this locker room, but the coaching staff as well.
Ben, in terms of practice, it's different. 25 years ago, there weren't, a few thousand people with their iPhones charting every single thing you do. And if you tell the first team to stand to the sideline because they didn't get it in on time, the narrative becomes Ben threw them out of practice. J.J. Watt, we played the audio of him. He said, I used to think it was a joke, people charting plays and stats from training camp. He goes, it's insane. You're working on things in practice. What is your perspective on the way practice is covered today?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit overblown. But I don't mind it either, because that's what our season's going to be as well. So I think it gets our guys used to the noise, because that's what's going to happen. We have a bad play or we have a bad game, and the sky is falling. And so we just experienced that a little bit earlier here. Now it's in camp, and we have a couple good plays out there, and we're the best thing since sliced bread. And then a couple bad plays, and we don't belong to be out on the field. And so I think it's really good for our guys, our locker room, our coaching staff, because you learn quickly what's the truth. We keep the truth within this building. We like to talk about that all the time. If you're reading the headlines, you're scrolling through Twitter, then there's a lot of things that are going to either feed you or they're going to make you feel pretty bad. So cancel all that out. Just focus on the main thing. And I think I'm pretty proud of our group right now. I think they've done a good job over the course of camp, whether it's positive or negative, just focusing on the main thing and trying to be a better football team.
How do you look at this game against the Bills coming up, Coach, as far as the offensive starters? Does it feel like a quarter? Because he could be out there for one series. That could be one quarter. What does that mean from a standpoint, and how long they could be out there?
We'll see. I think we got to get through this joint practice and see how that goes. It should tell us a lot. This is a Super Bowl caliber team that we're about to practice against, and a lot of respect for Coach McDermott and what he's been able to build over the course of the last few seasons. In Detroit last year, we went against them at the end of the season, and boy, they were rolling. It ended up being a shootout, 40-30, one of those type of games. And, this is going to be a really good test. And so I can't say right now what Sunday's going to look like without making it through Friday first. And as always, we like to assess the data, who's getting a lot of yardage out there in practice, and who do we need to scale back on, just so we're trying to take care of injuries and be preventative that way.
Ben, in terms of what kind of team you want to be, wide zone, gap, under center, shotgun, I mean, there's so many different ways you could skin the cat. You said yesterday, I don't know yet what we want to be. When do you think you'll know, or is that an evolving process throughout the 25 season?
It'll be an evolving process. Like I said, it's the beauty of having the bye week where it is for us. Probably the players don't like it as much because it doesn't break up the season like you would like it to. But for us as a coaching staff, it's going to take us a few games just to find our footing and decide what we're really, really good at. And so I think it could be up until Game 4 before we really hone in on schematically what we want to be about. Now, as we've gone through camp, I think we've gotten a lot more clarity. I think guys have really stepped up to the forefront in terms of what they do well, and we'll look to highlight that particularly early in the season here.
Coach, you can go back as far as you'd like or something as recent as you'd like as far as offense that you've admired over the years, college or pro. When you watch film of some team or some coach, you nod your head in approval and go, yep, that's the way it's supposed to look. Besides your own, by the way.
Yeah, no, I think when I first got in the NFL, I appreciate that. It was McDaniels in New England because, with Brady, they could do whatever they wanted. I think I've alluded to it before. They could run it 50 times a game. They could throw it 50 times a game. And they would morph week in and week out to take advantage of whoever they're playing against. I think over the last few years, the team I love to turn on is the 49ers. I think Shanahan's one of the best in the business, just being able to manipulate defenses. McVay's in that same mode. There's a number of really good play callers that they're not just out there, throwing darts at a play sheet. They have a plan. They understand the rules of defense, and they look to exploit those, whether it's through formations, whether it's through tempo, whether it's through concepts. That's what's really fun to look at, that chess match that way.
You are a big Cubs fan. I broadcast for that team for 25 seasons. I was there that night in Cleveland and literally had tears when the game ended, pointing at my late father in the sky. Dad, we finally did it. Where were you that night, and how did you fall in love with my favorite baseball team?
Shoot, Cap, I don't even remember where I was that night, but that was a special year, was it not? I mean, that was
insane.
I mean, that was so cool. I grew up in the mountains of North Carolina, and just it became habit that we would get home from school, me and my little brother, and WGN was the channel that was on, and so we got into watching the Cubs every afternoon. That was just our routine, having a little snack after school and watching Mark Grace and Sammy Sosa and Ryan Sandberg and
Harry.
Harry K. That's right. I mean, it was the lovable guys there, and so that was that's what we did, and we just kept following them throughout. And so when we ended up, I think I had graduated. My brother was just graduating high school. He put his name in for season tickets, and it took a few years, and ended up getting some season tickets. And that was right around the time that they ended up winning it all. So we kind of hit the jackpot that way.
Yes, you did.
Coach, our Twitch chat wants to know, what is your finest delicacy? Are you deep dish or are you thin crust when it comes to pizza in Chicago?
I'm a deep dish guy in Chicago. Absolutely.
Love it.
How about that?
Absolutely. My wife works for Lou Malnati's. Anytime, you're hooked up.
Here we go. I like it.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Good luck against Buffalo.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Have a great day, man.
You too.
Thanks.
Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Chicago Bears, with us on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show.
Good morning. Good morning to you.
Kap and J Hood Morning Show on ESPN Chicago. Courtney Cronin, the latest from Hallis Hall and wherever Bears roam in Chicago. Be an informed fan with ESPN Chicago. Brought to you by Costa Ivoni.
Hey, fellas, it's your pal Jurko, Johnny the Good Kid. As we shift from summer nights at the ballpark to fall weekends on the couch, one thing stays the same. You still got to bring the heat when it's your turn to perform. Now, let me ask you, are you throwing the high heat or just floating the soft stuff over the plate? Oh, my. But that's where Blue Chew comes in. And I've been telling you about my friends at Blue Chew for years. It's a chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but without the awkward doctor visits or the pharmacy lines. Everything's online, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. No pills to swallow, no weird conversations, just confidence you need when it counts the most. Blue Chew's licensed providers work with you to find the right fit. And it's all made in the U.S. of A. And it's shipped direct, so it's affordable, too. So if you're ready to step up, I've got a deal for you. Your first month is free. Just pay $5 for shipping. Go to BlueChew.com. Use promo code ESPN. Chew it and do it. Blue Chew, your playbook for better performance.
There was the gold rush, the oil boom, the tech boom, and now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity gives you everything you need to ride the Wi-Fi boom with powerful, reliable connection, 99.99% network reliability, and ultra-low lag for smoother streaming. Need to connect it all? Do it. You, the kids, the grandparents, the poker crew, hundreds of devices all booming together. And it's not just the Wi-Fi that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi, best-in-class equipment, unlimited data, and one consistent price for 5 years. No annual contract, just the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Tap into the Wi-Fi boom today. Visit Xfinity.com or call them at 1-800-XFINITY. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X-Fi complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed broadband experience report August of 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Postman Law is used to winning. That's why with every home win by Chicago's Southside baseball team, they're adding $100 to the Postman Law Home Team Scholarship Fund. More wins, more scholarship money. Because at Postman Law, they win more for you. Visit postmanlaw.com/scholarship to see how much your city has earned and apply today. After an injury, you could use a win. Call Postman Law today. This is attorney advertising.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Advantage Toyota of River Oaks has all the new Toyota vehicles you've been looking for. If you're not driving home in your new Toyota in less than 60 minutes, they'll make your first car payment. Every new Toyota comes with the Advantage Plus program. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details or visit AdvantageToyotaRiverOaks.com.
If you missed something, get the podcast on the ESPN Chicago app. Kap and J Hood are back on Chicago's home for sports, ESPN Chicago.
You're listening to the Kap and J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app. 72 degrees, getting up to 85 today. We're going to hear from Tracy Butler coming up at 9:50. We just got a chance to talk to the head coach for the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, as they ramp up for their matchup against the Bills. Well, it's our first foray, our first conversation with Ben Johnson. So what did you think of it?
First of all, I loved it. A. B. I don't want this to be a shot because it's not a shot.
No.
At Eberflus. Right? That was a 180-degree difference.
That would be me.
Yeah, it would be you.
Let's go, Mike.
Like, you got nothing from that dude. Like, he wanted no part of the interview. I mean, nothing.
Love the brother next to you.
This guy talks about the Cubs. He talks about coming home from school. He answers your question about deep dish. You know, and then he talks with some real depth in his answers about what type of team we want to be. It's an evolving process. I'm really happy with where we're at right now. Like, he gave you all the macro stuff. The micro, like, how's Billy's ankle and how's the left tackle job? We get that ad nauseum. In the 10 minutes before he has a meeting, he was kind enough to join us. Mm-hmm. I want to know, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on being the coach of the Chicago Bears? I thought he was awesome.
Yeah, it is night and day for him, and it's a learning curve even for this coaching staff, whether it's JT or Randall L. or Declan. Some of these guys are working with Caleb Williams because think about what the coach went through before. He's working with a veteran with Jared Goff. You were just trying to sharpen him, Jared Goff. Now you're working with a second-year quarterback, and that second-year quarterback and Caleb Williams has a lot to learn. So he just talks about pretty much night and day, where it wasn't easier for him, I'm sure, in Detroit, but just the idea that here's a guy here that knows what he's doing. We just want to sharpen his edges. And now with Caleb, it's about cadence. It's about timing. It's about communication for him to be more outspoken in the huddle to get the plays out, the verbiage out. So it's all different for Ben Johnson.
You know what else was cool?
Fair?
So, yeah, 100% fair. I thought it was super cool that there's a guy who's super confident in his abilities, and not everything has to be painted in a rosy way. When I read him the stats, courtesy of my friend Tom Waddle, of here's what you did the first 4 games in Detroit, you averaged 30, he goes, yeah, and I noticed you failed to mention we got shut out the next week and scored 7 the week after that.
Just being fair.
Like, he could have hidden that.
Yep.
Yeah, we were just rolling. No, actually, we did have some hiccups. So he's trying to prepare you. There could be games where you're not happy with what you see.
Yeah.
But the other thing that was interesting that he said when I read him the J.J. Watt stuff, and he said, yeah, some of it, you what did he say? I shake my head at, or what? But he said, it's also good because it calluses our guys. That's the noise you got to deal with. He goes, so we're getting used to it now. So he's not the, we're just trying to get better and we just got to execute. And no, that dude's awesome.
So you heard our conversation with Ben Johnson, and we'll get your reaction. 312-332-3776 is our phone number. What stood out most about our conversation about Ben Johnson, some of the answers he had? And again, you're right, Cap. Our approach to this was more of, hey, let's learn more about him, because the Pen and Mike Club, the media that covers the Bears every day, do a great job of making sure that there's no a stone unturned. They ask everything about injuries and everything else that's happening. But I really want to delve into the man, finding out what was it like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, where you didn't have an opportunity to be at this level, to coach the Charter franchise, to coach the Chicago Bears. I mean, you heard his story. I mean, it was nothing for a while, and then he was able to latch on to the Detroit Lions, and now look where he is right now.
Yeah,
he says it's a blessing.
He was a graduate assistant at Boston College, 09 and 10. 2 years as a GA. I know what those guys make. It's like nothing. Mm-hmm. Then they promoted him in 2011 to the tight ends coach, and then he got his break. Became an offensive assistant. He said, I was the guy that was there till 3 o'clock in the morning, breaking down the film and then handing whoever the head coach, Joe Philbin, I think it was, here you go. Here's the game plan that I sketched out. And then he would go through the head coach with a red pen. No, we're not doing that. Yes, we'll do more of that.
Yeah.
And now that's what he has with his staff. But he said, yeah, look at his path. That was not an easy path.
It was not. Think about it. No prospects would think he was going to be an OC, let alone a head coach.
I need a cigarette.
So it's just interesting.
That guy was awesome.
That's great. Let's get to the season now. Here's what I like, Cap. See if this resonates with you. Mm-hmm. Here's what I like. I'm always big, if you know anything about me as a sports fan, I'm always big on the mission statement. Who are you?
Right.
It's more than just taking the gig. Well, got another coaching job here. It's in Chicago. We'll party a little bit and make a little money, and then we'll move on in 3 years. It's no big deal. They got no aspirations. They got no hope. I'm just here just to hang on, John Fox. And so what I'm telling you is that it is important for you to come in with a standard. And your mission statement is that we will be accountable. Mm-hmm. And this is permeated through the entire coaching staff to veteran and I saw it myself going to practice yesterday. Cap, veteran players were getting yelled at. They were getting after it. It didn't matter if you're a guy that's almost off of this roster or if you are a veteran. I kept hearing accountability. I kept seeing accountability on the practice field. Now, again, it's just one practice, but then I listened to Courtney Cronin and I listened to others that cover the team. They say the same thing. They're out there day in and day out. And so I believe in someone coming in saying, this is who we are. This is where we're going to be. If we don't reach that goal, then we failed. So for them, the number one goal is to be accountable for what you do, the good and bad. I like it because you didn't get that outside of the HITS principle. And, of course, if you move the letters in HITS, you know exactly what principle that was.
Exactly.
Starting with an S.
Yeah.
Cap, at least with this, you know exactly where they're coming from. You get an offensive line coach that's never said anything like this on the record since the Ditka era.
Correct.
Seriously. So at least they stand for something.
So explain to me how we got here. Because we picked Mark Trestman over Bruce Arians. We hired John Fox, who he's had a wonderful coaching career, but he engendered zero confidence, was never forthright with the media, and was basically here for 3 years to get his head kicked in, eat some good meals and cash checks.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. And then we had questions about Nagy. We liked it because he came from Kansas City, but we knew he wasn't calling the plays. We knew it was Andy Reid. That's his show. I hope this guy can do it. Well, that didn't work. And then we hire Matt, who? Eberflus? To my partner, when I announced it, I said, Hoodie, listen to this. I'm hearing it's done. Matt Eberflus, new head coach, won't make it to Arlington Heights. He didn't make it through 3 seasons.
Right.
And now we got this guy? Like, how did it change? That is so un-Bear-like to have that guy.
It was needed. Right coach, right coaching staff for the right time. Now what are you going to do with it?
That was awesome.
Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Let's go to the phone lines to talk to you, get your reaction to what Ben Johnson had to say. Our first time talking to Ben Johnson here on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show. 312-332-3776 is our phone number. Lewis and Lyle on Kap and J Hood. Lewis, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Great show, great interview.
Thanks.
Kap, you're right. This is a complete 180-degree turn, not just from Ben Johnson, but from that entire coaching staff. I don't think we ever have heard a player called out. Heck, we had had any players called out. We've never had anybody who seems to know what they want to do, who actually understands what it takes to be a coach, at least since Eberflus. I mean, heck, there were plenty of times when there was one time specifically, I think we all know what we're talking about, the Tyreek Stevenson Hail Mary situation, where that was a time to call somebody out to actually put a player's feet to the fire, and Eberflus just gave you he apologized for it after he just posted on Twitter. Now we have an offensive line coach saying something that I never would have expected to hear from a Bears coach, which is talking about Darnell Wright's conditioning, which, side note, how the heck is he out of shape? His rookie year, he was doing the wide receiver conditioning. What the heck happened there?
Well, when you one thing, and I got this from Yerk, there is a difference between being on the treadmill and in the gym lifting and being able to and football shape. Yerk has talked openly with Carmen for years where you got to break your body down to build it back up. I think that's more what Dan Rauscher's talking about. It's not like he's been eating bonbons and is fat.
All right, Lewis, we appreciate a telephone call. He leaves the line open, 312-332-3776. Atlanta, Georgia, listening on the ESPN Chicago app. Here's Tim on Kap and J Hood. Tim, good morning.
Good morning, guys. First time, long time. I was excited to hear Coach Ben this morning. My question is just for the show in general going forward. Do you think it's possible that we'll get Coach, the day after the games like we had with Coach Flus?
Your lips to God's ears, Tim.
We're hoping.
Would you like to
That'll
put that?
Be great.
Would you like to put that in the suggestion box, Tim?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move out of the way. Hold on a second, Tim. We're just going to give you the room. Just talk to management and tell them what you want on the Kap and J Hood show. What do you want tell them what you want.
Yes,
you want.
I think I speak on behalf of all the Chicago fans that we would benefit from the insight and the details of the recap after the games, that we could have Coach Johnson after the game for the upcoming season and for the years to come.
On Kap and J Hood.
Please make it happen.
Yes.
On Kap and yes, definitely.
Get it done.
All right, there you go.
Thanks, man. Have a good day.
There you go. I just want to make sure that it was very clear so it would be heard down the hall what Tim in Atlanta would like to hear.
Correct. Keith, Danny, pay attention.
It's what the audience wants.
Let us program the station.
From the entire state of Tennessee, it says here. AB is with us here on Kap and J Hood. AB, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys today?
Good.
We're awesome, man.
Where are you checking in from? Smoky Mountains, Nashville, Gatlin?
I'm on 24 in Tennessee, headed to Atlanta.
All right, that's good enough.
Real quick before I get to my point, a few weeks ago I met Waddle Silvy out at Twin Peaks, and I gave Waddle something for Kap, and I was hoping that he got it.
I have not gotten it. Was it valuable? Because Tommy has a klepto problem.
It's a program from Ryan Sandberg Day back in 97.
Oh, no, I got it. Sylvie brought it to me. That was you? Dude, that thing's awesome. Sylvie brought it to my house. Yes, I got it.
I'm glad you got it.
You're the greatest. Yeah, Sylvie drove to the house. I was out of town. I was coming home, He said, hey, check your mailbox or something in there. Can you I'm going to put you on, when we put you on hold, will you please give Jake your address? I got to write you a note.
Sure, yeah, that'd be great, yeah.
That was super cool.
I'm just happy it went to another Cubs fan.
Nope, I got it. It's at my house, and that thing is awesome.
But the reason I was calling to say it's nice to listen to a leader of the team speak and not have to translate it to English from Eberspeak. Right. For 3 years, I got used to translating from Eberspeak, which actually doesn't give you any answers. But to get real insight and answers from a coach, it's refreshing. We're not used to it here.
Exactly right. Well said.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had that, that's for sure.
Let's go, man.
And AB, we'll put you on hold. Jake, could you pick him up, please, from the entire state of Tennessee?
I need his address.
Yeah, we appreciate the telephone call. His actual address, not just the state. That'd be good.
Correct.
I thought that Waddle would give you what he usually gives you, and that is just grief in a gift. But not the case.
No. And Sylvie brought it to the house, which was super cool as well. And so I came home, and my wife's like, it's Sunday, hon, there's no mail. I'm like, there is for me. And I went in, and there it was. Yeah, super cool.
All right, I know we're upside down with our schedule because of Ben Johnson, but we'll give you shot or no shot, and we'll give you around the NFL this half hour leading into Tom Thayer, his usual slot at 9 o'clock with us every Thursday. Kap and J Hood, weekday morning, 7 to 10.
Kap J Hood.
We will rock you.
Kap and J Hood, mornings on ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports. The Chicago Bears, the Buffalo Bills, preseason game number 2, live from Soldier Field.
This is Chicago!
Sunday night at 7. Joniak, Thayer, and McKee have the play-by-play from the booth and on the sidelines. But join us at 3 p.m. for 4 hours of Bears pregame, including Mark Silverman, Tom Waddle, and Deion Miller. Live network pregame inside Gato at Soldier Field at 5 p.m. Are you ready?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Bears and Bills. Preseason game number 2, Sunday night at 7 on the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Folks, we all know breakfast is an important part of your day. But sometimes when you're traveling for business, like Hoodie was down in somewhere, nowhere, Alabama, you end up staying at a hotel that doesn't even have bottled water. And you know what happens? You grab a cup of lousy coffee and skip the meal entirely. We've all been there. But if you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you can enjoy their free Bright Side breakfast featuring delicious baked goods, fruit, eggs, yogurt, and waffles. And really, who doesn't want to start their day with a fresh, hot waffle? Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
Are you confident your retirement game plan is as strong as steel? Hey, it's Jurko for Mitch Lyons Wealth. MitchLyonsWealth.com is full of tools for you to access at no cost to make sure you're positioned to win retirement. Go to MitchLyonsWealth.com today and get a free copy of Mitch's book or his retirement documentary. You can set a no-obligation 10-minute call with Mitch and his team to see if strategies they are utilizing might improve your retirement. That's MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Our local hospitals are the heartbeat of our communities, delivering critical care every hour of every day for everyone, training the next generation of caregivers. Beyond the walls, their benefit to the community is everywhere, driving the local economy and supporting local organizations, initiatives, and neighbors. Illinois Hospitals, healing communities. Learn more at team-iha.org. Sponsored by the Illinois Health and Hospital Association. Aired in cooperation with the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
We're brought to you today by GNC. Hope I'm not interrupting your workout routine, but the GNC Live Well sale is going on right now. Buy one, get one 50% off everything in the store and at GNC.com. That's right, everything. Protein, pre-workout, creatine, vitamins, supplements, and so much more. Go for it all and don't miss out. At GNC, nutrition isn't just the department, it's the whole freaking store. You got goals, GNC has results. Visit your local GNC store or go to GNC.com.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's why when it comes to hard work, nothing works harder than a Chevy Silverado. Check out the full line of Silverados at ChevyDriveChicago.com. Chevy Silverado, official truck partner of the Chicago Bears.
You know, Cap, Howard Enkin has been a part of the Kap J Hood show for years now.
That's right. He brings us the sidebar. May I approach?
Yes, you may. Countless commercials, hundreds of reads. A partner at our fan favorite Grip and Sip Classic, and the list goes on and on. And now my guy, our guy.
My guy. Howard
It's our
Enkin.
guy. We're both on the read.
Enkin Law. You need a personal injury attorney. You need a rideshare injury attorney, a medical malpractice attorney. This is the best. He is the number one ranked guy in Illinois, and he's with us.
312-6-million. 312-6-million for Enkin Law. Injury law made personal. That's Enkin Law. Jay Moore.
You're listening to Kap J Hood. Follow the show on Instagram at The Capman and at IGJ Hood. This is ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
Checkmate 1-6, immediate suppression on target.
That's why I see him in the shot.
Shot or no shot with Kap J Hood on ESPN 1000 and the ESPN Chicago app.
That's why I see him in the shot.
Good morning and welcome in to the Kap J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app with David Kaplan, Jonathan Hood with you. Still to come, Tom Thayer will be with us at 9 o'clock. You know, his thoughts about training camp and their matchup against the Bills. But now it is time for Shot or No Shot. And the man with Jim Fragosi's hat is Jacob Santos. Jacob?
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, he's got that old school red and blue White Sox hat with the old script C.
I can't find that anywhere.
That's a great hat,
Fanatics. Man. I can't, like I said, I can't find it anywhere.
I can't wear it, but it's a great hat.
I can't find it anywhere because it's not free. At least it's not that. I'm only given old school basketball jerseys and shirts from Fanatics. But the baseball stuff, no shot. Got to pay for that. That's when you rub elbows with NBA radio, Cap. You get stuff. You get stuff in the mail out of nowhere.
That's it.
That's a quality old school C. That reminds me of Jim Fragosi. He's sitting there bare-chested, by the way, in his press conference, leaning back in his chair with no shirt on, just hair out there. I think Fernandez could be a good pitcher for us.
I like
Put a shirt on, Jim.
Rest in peace. He was a really good man.
Yes, Jim Fragosi.
He became a scout later in life.
Yeah.
And I used to see him in the lunchroom at Wrigley.
Shirt on?
And he would take it off midway through the meal.
Oh, my God.
He and I and Stoney would sit there and talk baseball and to listen to those two. Mike Rizzo's dad, I think, is gone as well. Mm-hmm. He was a scout for a long time. To listen, I would just sit back and just listen to these dudes talk baseball. And, oh, man, the stuff you would learn, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
We got Around the NFL right around the corner, but, Jake, give us a little shot or no shot.
You got it. Let's kick it off with the Bears. We just had Coach Ben Johnson on. He had mentioned that he wants to wait to get through Friday to decide how much the starters will play. But I want to hear from you guys. I think everybody's really only concerned about Caleb. So shot or no shot, Caleb plays an entire quarter versus the Bills.
Oh, that's an absolute shot. I'm wondering if he plays a whole half.
Yeah, you're supposed to play more in the second, what used to be the third preseason game, now the second.
Right.
So, it could be like what we just saw against the Dolphins, where you get some team, your opposition can have a long drive, like Tua had, right? He marched the Dolphins right down the field until the Bears defense stopped him. But it took up a lot of time in that first quarter. So I could see it draining over into the second quarter. Sure.
No doubt about it.
Sure. I think that's a shot. Sure, because you never know how long these quarters will be.
No.
Maybe it ends up being 2 series.
Totally.
Who knows?
Yeah. I hope he plays a whole half and that Bears score 10 points and you go, wow, you look pretty good.
That's all you need, man.
That's it. And everyone's healthy. Please tell me everyone's healthy. We're good. Let's go.
Yeah, so there's factors there. You want to keep everybody healthy, and then there's a hope because you want to see him for a half because you haven't seen them out there against live action. But if he gets a lot of reps through these practices with the Bills, I mean, he could go a series, and like you're saying, and it's just 8 plays, and they see what they like, and then all of a sudden they pull him because they're fine. He goes 4 of 7, 8 plays, whatever it may be, whether it leads to a field goal. But I'm wondering, too, if the fans are going to like that.
Yeah, you got no other choice.
Yeah.
You got to take. I mean, it's a glorified practice, Jake. So it's not going to be like the Vikings game. You want to see the starters? Oh, you'll see them. Oh, you'll see them in that first game. That's for sure. All day long. You may not like what you see, but you're going to see them with the Chicago Bears. Jake?
Perfect. Go. All right. So we mentioned today we heard the sound, the lack of focus from Darnell Wright. At left tackle, it seems like it's a little undecided. You got Ozzie Trapillo, you got Braxton Jones. You even mentioned now Theo Benedict is coming into play here at the tackle spots. But Ben Johnson did mention before the season that he wants his tackles decided by the start of preseason, which clearly that's not the case. So shot or no shot, the Bears' bigger issue isn't Caleb processing, but rather who is protecting him on the edges.
Well, that's a photo finish there lately.
I think that's a fair question. Look, Theo Benedict is a really interesting player. He just come out of nowhere, which means he's having a really good camp.
Yeah.
Do I feel comfortable with him? I guess I won't feel comfortable with him at left tackle because I've never seen it until I do see it, and he does it successfully. I think you're like, whoa, that dude's really good.
It was fine yesterday at practice. It's fine. I don't know if that's an answer, Cap. I have no idea. I saw Braxton out there, Braxton Jones at left tackles. It's fine.
Yeah, you can't really tell until, you got guys with evil intent coming off the edge. And Brian Flores with his exotic blitzes, doctor.
That's what I'm afraid of. We talked about this in hour 1, Cap. I'm just like Tooney, Dahlman, Jackson. Okay, great. Now, what kind of experience do you have at the left and right tackle? Darnell Wright's going to be there. I'm not worried about him. I know what the coaching staff has said. I know what I saw. But I feel like when the bell rings, Darnell Wright's going to be there, right? The coaching staff may not like everything they see from Darnell Wright. You heard what the coaches said. Like on Friday in the scrimmage, great. Sunday, you reverted back to some of your issues. Look, I expect for a veteran like Darnell Wright to be solid at right tackle. We don't have to worry about it. Left tackle, I'm not sure about. I don't know what that looks like. No idea. I expect him to start when the season starts, but is he going to maintain that spot at left tackle? I don't know. No idea. I think you and I are just excited about what Luke Newman can bring and Trapillo could bring. We're just excited about what could be. I wish I can give you a good report on Magaje, but he's with the third team. Ryan Bates also was at center, by the way.
Yeah, he's the backup there.
Did not see Doug Kramer on the field.
He's hurt.
Just missed it.
He's banged up.
Did not see him at all.
Yeah, banged up.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what this new offense looks like. And if Caleb plays well and gets the ball out quickly, guess what? The offensive line will look a whole lot better. Caleb has to wear some of this.
Yeah. They have to, Jake, get the ball out quickly. It's an uber aggressive defense by Flores. Over the top. how many blitzes they're going to have. Caleb's got to get the ball out. There is no loop-de-loops behind the line of scrimmage. You got to get it out or you're going to die.
Well, listen, you get the ball out quickly because you can process what you're seeing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. So when you see it and you understand what the play design is and what your hot routes are, you'll be able to see Caleb getting the ball out on 3 or on 1 from the gun. So it should be interesting to see.
All right. Can you give us one more?
Yeah, I am going to go one more. I'm going to go with the Cubs. So right now, clearly they're 7.5 out of the division. They play the Brewers on the 18th for a 5-game set. So shot or no shot, the Cubs fans should hold out hope for the division till after this 5-game series with the Brewers.
Well, my partner already put him in the ground.
Yeah, look.
He put him in the ground. You did. Don't worry about the division now. Don't worry about it. Oh, no. You do worry about it, Cap. Because could you imagine at season's end? Yep, we're still 9 games up the track. What does that sound like? Oh, last year.
Right.
You don't want that. You'll hit the roof.
No. If we're going as the wild card to the playoffs, I'll be okay.
But you're better than that. You're supposed to be better than that.
Look.
Right? Tell me I'm wrong.
Every time I look, the Brewers are playing one of the worst teams in baseball. Okay. And they got a hell of a team, the Brewers. And I got to stop on my way. I'm driving up to Wisconsin today.
Yes.
I want to stop at that, what is it called, George Webb?
Yes.
I've never had their burger. It's got to be that good if it's getting all this national attention. I got to stop. Me and Stanley are driving up together, my dog. And I'm going to buy him a burger, and I'm going to get a burger, and we're going to sample this George Webb fare. And maybe by me eating the burger, maybe I can cast a little spell on the Brewers.
Oh.
But I don't think we're running them down. They're 7.5 up on us.
Okay. Voodoo Cap is going to put a spell on the Brewers.
I'm going to try.
Okay. 12 in a row now for the Brewers. 12 in a row.
They're a tremendous team. So let's focus on putting Waddle's Reds down. Like the worst would be if the Reds got in and we didn't. Yeah, I'd literally take a leave of absence.
You don't want to hear that from Tommy.
Oh,
you don't want to hear it.
Him and Maggie Sketch, and I got to deal with those two lunatics? Are you kidding?
We will go around the NFL. Tom Thayer at 9 on Kap J Hood.
This is ESPN Chicago. Kap and J Hood on Chicago's home for sports.
Bears Weekly. Host Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer take you inside with the latest on your team. The latest news and the best interviews. Bears Weekly, tonight at 6:30 on ESPN Chicago and the ESPN Chicago app.
Apt, your number one destination for the home at Bosch. Thoughtful design isn't just a feature, Johnny. It's built into every appliance, from whisper quiet dishwashers to sleek induction cooktops that wipe clean in seconds. Every element is crafted with purpose. It's the kind of quality you can see, you can feel it, you can barely hear it. Built to last, made for how you live. For free and home delivery, professional installation, and complete satisfaction. Shop where I shop. Apt, ABT.com. Pleasing people since 1936.
Hey, when was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back yelling at you? Or walked downstairs without groaning step by step? I know exactly what that's like. I've felt those aches and pains as well. It's easy to think, hey, I'll tough it out. Maybe it'll fade. But nothing changes. Hey, it's your friend Tom Waddle here, and I want you to do what I'd tell any teammate to do. Call Dr. Caravelli and the team at QC Kinetics. Their regenerative treatments help your body restore and repair damaged joint tissue. No scalpels, no pills, no long recovery, just real lasting relief. Bring your x-rays and MRIs for a free, no-pressure consultation. They'll tell you honestly if you're a good fit. They even have Saturday appointments as well. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back without groaning every step. Call QC Kinetics right now at 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
Are you looking for a career in the beauty industry? Triton College can help you get there. Triton's new cosmetology certificate offers hands-on training in a real salon, expert instructors, and 8-week courses. Enroll today at triton.edu/cosmetology.
$3.5 million. The Verdoyak Law Group wins again for their clients. You heard that right. The Verdoyak Law Group recovered $3.5 million for a client who was injured in an auto accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoyak Law Group.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You ever get decision paralysis, like figuring out what to watch or what to eat? Well, the same applies if you're hiring. It can be overwhelming to have too many candidates to sort through. But with ZipRecruiter, you can proactively find the best ones quickly. How? Through their innovative resume database. ZipRecruiter's resume database uses advanced filtering to quickly hone in on top candidates for your roles. See someone who stands out? You can unlock their contact info instantly. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Want to buy a vehicle in 60 minutes or less? Purchase your next vehicle in 60 minutes or less at Advantage Chevrolet Bolingbrook, or your first car payment is on them. And every new Chevy comes with the Advantage Plus program. Together, let's drive. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
As you know, managing maintenance, repairs, and operations is never easy, but for the ones who always rise to the challenge, Grainger has your back. From professional-grade products you can count on to fast, dependable delivery, they're always there to help you keep things running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Jim.
Follow Chicago's Home for Sports on Twitch at ESPN 1000 Chicago. Kap and J Hood are back on Chicago's Home for Sports. ESPN Chicago.
Nick Foles sucks. He sucks. I'm just a fan. I'm not a football evaluator. I love the Green Bay Packers.
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl. I want winners. He starts to come and then he pulls out.
This is a really thickly built guy.
I mean, what's the answer you're looking for on these things here?
Time to go around the NFL right here on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app. If you're listening on the podcast, we did not load things in backwards. It's just that we're on upside down because of the Ben Johnson interview, and we reacted to Ben Johnson. We'll hear more from Ben in hour number 3 if you missed the interview from 8 o'clock. But we got our truncated edition of Around the NFL, then Tom Thayer at 9. Here's Jacob Santos.
All right, so yesterday the ESPN put out a win-loss record ceilings and floors for all NFL teams in 2025. Thought it'd be fun to go through the NFC North, starting with last year's division winner, the Detroit Lions. Do you two have a guess for their ceiling?
A win total?
Yes, sir.
10? 11?
Yeah, I would probably tell you the Lion, we'll call it 11-6.
11-6. Their ceiling is 12-5. Their floor?
9-8.
7 and 10. Yeah.
Yep, there you go. 7-10 is the floor for the Detroit Lions.
That would shock me.
They're still the class of the North until they're not. They still are crowned until they're not. They are. You're missing coaches. Offensive line is maybe not what it was, but until I see otherwise, it's still the top until someone knocks them off. All right, Jazz.
That would shock me if they were a 7-win team. Wow.
Not that low, no. They still got
unless there's major injuries.
Yeah. All right, Jake.
Last year, Minnesota came in second, finishing 14-3. This season, their ceiling will be
11.
12.
Cap's got it. 11-6 is their ceiling. Their floor
6-11.
Just flip it.
Is it?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot. Yes, I forgot that you were going.
You forgot I was here.
Sorry about that.
6-11.
Their floor is 6-11.
Because I don't know what we're getting out of J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to me.
He's pretty good, kid. I liked him in college way more than you and Shea.
I'm a bigger fan of him than Shea is. That's for sure. He's not, to me, he's not the Service Academy quarterback. That was one game.
What was your favorite handoff?
Well, it was against my Penn State Indy Lions, so I didn't like any of them.
You keep hanging around here. I'm going to get you a different college team to root for.
All right.
Instead of the guy from Key and Peele.
Oh, jeez.
As the head coach.
He's all over the Instagram. Jesus.
Go ahead.
All right, next. The Green Bay Packers last year went 11-6. So this year their ceiling will be.
You said Philly?
No, Green Bay Packers.
Oh, Green Bay. Their ceiling, 10 wins.
Green Bay ceiling 10 wins. I'm with it.
Ceiling, surprisingly, is 12. 12
No shot.
and 5.
No shot.
No shot.
Not in this division.
And their floor?
7 and 10.
6.
6 and 11 is their floor. I think that they're the team that drops the most in this division.
There's no way they're winning 12 games, Cap. That's not bias aside. I'm just talking about the division, their schedule, not enough weapons, not enough high-level weapons to make a difference like that. No.
That would be amazing if they ended up, having some horrific year. Oh, that would be just sensational.
No. Not happening.
All right, and the Bears, we know what their record was last year. So their ceiling will be in 2025.
11 and 6.
17 and all.
17 and all.
11 and 6.
High is no. I agree with you. 11 wins is a good number.
11 and 6 is their ceiling. Their floor?
Oh God. 7 and 10.
That's not bad as a floor.
6 and 12. 6 and 11.
6 and 11 is their floor. So.
So what was that? Was that a game better than last year?
Yeah.
We will be hitting the roof.
If they go 6 and 11, I'm gonna puke.
Ben Johnson, get out! Take that!
What happened to that? Such a fun interview with him, humanizing him, as Danny said. What happened to that interview? Well, this dude went 6 and 11.
If they're one game better, Jake, that's they talk about being about being acceptable and accountable. Let me tell you something. That won't be good enough because that means last place again, and then you're one game better than you were last year. I know some are cashing in on the under or try to cash in on the under this year, but it can't be that.
Well, we can ask Courtney about it tomorrow.
Yes,
because I believe it's her write-up for them. So.
That's exactly right. Yeah. All right, that's a look around the NFL, and coming up, the great Tom Thayer will join us. We'll get Tom's perspective, especially on the offensive line.
He owes me an answer, too. You remember what I asked him last week? I said,
Are you tickets?
No. Oh. I don't want those. I think I really like their coach. It's hard for me to root against Notre Dame anymore because I really like Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
I just wish he would leave and go to another school. Take that, Tom. But Tom said last week, I think, that he would answer it this week. Where are you on Caleb Williams? Closer to feeling really good or a little concerned?
That's next. You're listening to Kap J Hood.
Kap J Hood, ESPN Chicago.
They brought a good package this time. 1. Some say it's the loneliest number, but when one is a collection of many, one can stand for all. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois is one company serving their communities across one country for nearly 90 years. And as they continue to empower whole person health with compassion and innovation, one member at a time, Blue Cross looks forward to keeping you and the ones you love at the center of everything they do. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all.
Hey, I have a question for you. Why are you still paying full price to light up your building? It's Chris Hune from Universal Lighting of America. We're a 2025 service provider for ComEd and NIPSCO, and we make it easy to upgrade to LED. We handle everything, install, paperwork, and best of all, your utility company may cover up to 70% of the cost. You get brighter light, lower bills, and no more changing bulbs. Call us or visit ulasaves.com, and I'll come out personally to show you how to shrink your energy bill.
Thinking about buying a home? Want to improve your credit or learn how to budget smarter? NHS Chicago is here to help with free, expert-led classes that guide you every step of the way. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or just want to take control of your finances, NHS has the tools and support you need. Classes are offered online and in person. Click the Education tab at nhschicago.org and sign up today. That's nhschicago.org. NHS Chicago, rooted in neighborhoods, investing in people.
Hey, teachers! We know you work hard to inspire future generations, so IKEA wants to say thank you. Now through August 17th, your local IKEA stores are offering all teachers and educators an exclusive 15% off your entire purchase during IKEA Teacher Appreciation Days. Whether you're revamping your classroom, organizing your home office, or rewarding yourself, IKEA has got your back. So stop by your local Schaumburg or Bolingbrook IKEA, fill up that cart, show your staff ID at the register, and enjoy their special thanks and 15% off.
Live from State Street in the heart of Chicago, this is the home for every Bears game. ESPN Chicago. And this is Captain J Hood, WMVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a good Carmen Brands radio station.
What time is it? It's Thayer Thursday. Tom Thayer. 1985 Super Bowl champion and football analyst for the Chicago Bears.
Compete to win the division, get into the playoffs.
Former offensive lineman.
Do they need to get better? Do they need to give up less sacks? Yes, of course.
Tom Thayer. It's Thayer Thursday on Kap J Hood, ESPN Chicago.
Good morning, Chicago, and welcome in to the Kap J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app. With David Kaplan, Jonathan Hood with you. We got Jake, we got Jay Moore, we've got you. Here on this Ben Johnson Thursday, we got a chance to talk to the coach. We'll hear from Ben Johnson coming up this hour if you missed it. As we turn to Tom Thayer on the Yuengling hotline.
Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America.
Tom's brought to you by delicious Aurelio's Pizza. Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
Good, Cap. Good to talk to you guys. Really good interview with Ben Johnson. It was a pleasure to listen to.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
We try to, we know all the X's and O's and the stuff the day-to-day, but you know what really resonated with me, Tom, is just like his journey to get here, to be a head coach. After serving an apprenticeship in a lot of different places, assistant and offensive coordinator with the Lions, and now coaching the Charter franchise, it's quite a journey to get here. And he says this, by the grace of God, he's here.
Yeah, you look at some of the journeys that some of these coaches that have gotten into the NFL, whether they're assistant coach or a head coach, and you go back and you look at the amount of cities they lived in, the guys they've roomed with over the course of the climbing into their career, and Ben Johnson's no different, but every single time I get a chance to listen to him, he impresses me each time I get to listen to him because he's not here selling false hope.
All right, so I asked you, I think it was a week ago, it might have been 2 weeks ago, and I said, where are you on Caleb? Closer to, I think that dude can be the guy, or I got a little concern here. You said, give me a week and let me answer it. What do you think now?
He's going to be the guy, and he is the guy. And I like the fact that Tyson Bagent and Case Keenum behind him, they are playing well, and they're gaining experience in this offense, because I think the quarterback room now could become more of a conversation that can benefit everybody. But what I like about Caleb in the last week or something is he's starting to understand what he's saying in the huddle. He's understanding what it means at the line of scrimmage, and whether he's in the middle of his cadence and the defense adjusts and he knows how to adjust to the second play called, or he understands the coverage that he's seeing, and now the plays are taking shape. And so I'm encouraged by what I've seen in the last 7 days, but I don't know how many days there are until the Minnesota game. I want to double that encouragement over that period of time, because when you make cuts, you repetitiously, you're going to do things more. And if you listen to the interviews yesterday of Ben Johnson, Antoine Randall L., and Dan Rochar, every single one of those guys referred reps, and more reps. And that's exactly how this offense is going to be learned by everybody, is just repetitiously, the same play being repeated, a number of times against a number of defenses. And then secondly, I really like what Dennis Allen is doing, because he's not taking it easy on him. He's not, tapering things back so he can make the offense look better. He's challenging them more, at the line of scrimmage and the coverages and stuff to make it more difficult for Ben Johnson and the offense.
Yeah, this offensive line, being at camp yesterday, watching Tom, it just is interesting that this coaching staff is just trying to figure out, from a rotation standpoint, who they can trust, because trust is so big in this, right? So I'm seeing Theo Benedict out there, and he's out there in left tackle. I saw Braxton Jones out there as well. I wonder how much we'll see Benedict, maybe not with the first team, but maybe the second team in this game against Buffalo.
You know, if they really do feel that he has the skills and the ability at this time in his career to go out there and play left tackle, then I hope he gets the reps he needs and deserves. But I think Karan Amagaji, I want to see him getting the reps he needs and he deserves. And I know there's still the Kansas City game yet to play that maybe we won't see a lot of starters. But yesterday, watching Ozzie Trapillo at the right tackle position. Now, do they consider him the swing tackle? And so they're getting him reps at right tackle. So they make sure that he's got an understanding of right and left side and gets a little bit of right side reps. And then does that mean that they consider Braxton Jones the day one guy that they're gonna go with? So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, just like on the inside. You got Ryan Bates playing a little bit more center, but really, and throughout his career, he's played right and left guard as well. So do they think he's the swing interior guy? They didn't have Luke Newman out at practice, which I was disappointed about. They haven't had Kramer out of practice now for a little while, and Bill Murray came back to practice. So luckily they have guys coming back like Murray and Amagaji, but you really do have to figure out who's your best 8 offensive linemen that can play a variety of positions. So on that game day activation, you know who you're going with.
So, Cap, there's no shot, right, that we'll see Trapillo at right tackle, or rather at left tackle.
So,
right?
I was just telling Hoodie, somebody that you know that I know that has watched all these guys a lot, said Ozzie Trapillo may be a good football player, but I don't think at this stage, I don't see him as a left tackle. I think he is a right tackle, not a left tackle. Do you concur?
Yes, I do think Ozzie Trapillo has a chance to be a really good football player. He's strong. He's got the willingness to make contact on the first and second level. He's got the athleticism and the intelligence to anticipate the angle of the linebacker to make sure you get enough on him that you interfere with his tackling ability. But, I still think, he needs to be explored. And to see if you got to prove to me you cannot play left tackle if we don't think you can, and then we're going to dedicate our time with Ozzie at the right tackle position. But I'm not giving up on him. He's still a project, but I do think that he belongs in the NFL.
What was that? I'm a scared from the Three Stooges. You remember that?
Yeah.
I'm a scared for our secondary. I'm a scared. I can't wait to see Jalen Johnson healthy out there, and the same thing with Kyler Gordon. But so what does that look like? I hope that they're ready for week 1, but if they're not, what's the answer?
Because we were talking about it at the start of camp, I think they had 19 active defensive backs, and Jalen would have given them 20. And now you got injuries and cuts, that are kind of taking place. So you're just definitely thinning the herd. But the guys that haven't been able to get starter or second team reps, they got to be excited about their opportunity in their evaluation. To me, it's Tyreek. It's still Tyreek and Jalen. It's Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, and Kyler Gordon. I believe that's going to be the opening day lineup. But when you have a guy like Al Harris, who's been in the league long enough to understand how you grow depth, you get their ability to play right and left side. And I don't want to leave Terrell Smith out of this either, because he is a quality candidate to be an immediate backup at either cornerback position. So I guess, we'll see. And if the starters don't play in that Kansas City game, you're going to see these guys that are candidates for this roster and how they fit into Coach Hightower's special team plans to get the amount of reps they need.
Okay, I've been out to camp. You've been there every day. You watch every snap of practice, whether you're watching the film of it or you're standing on the sideline. The last several years, I have been terrified by the end of August going, I hope my optimism is warranted, but I don't think it is. I think we're going to get our head kicked in. I am actually reasonably optimistic. I'm trying to measure myself. Are you more optimistic about the state of the football side of things? I'm not talking about the stadium or Kevin Warren's business ops. I'm talking about the state of the football team. Are you more optimistic than you've been since Mike Ditka was here?
I am, and I'll tell you why. Because, like I said, Ben Johnson's not selling false hope to either you guys or anybody else he talks to. He's not making a commitment to what type of team they're going to be. They're going to be the type of team that they need to be according to the defense that he's breaking down that specific week. And I know, Jay Hood, you talked about Brian Flores and what type of an attacking defensive coordinator he is. But you got to think, when you got Cole and Colston on the field at the same time, you Rome and you got DJ and you got Amadeus, or Zacchaeus, I mean.
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Funny. But, when you look at the types of weapons the Bears can put on the field from the receiver position, and you still have a talented guy in the backfield, some of these defensive coordinators not knowing what head coach Ben Johnson's going to be about, they're going to have some reluctancy to go out there and start throwing exotic blitzes at you that give Colson Loveland an opportunity to be covered by a slower linebacker or an undersized defensive back. And so I think that it's going to be an interesting product to take advantage, to see how it unfolds. And when he said he liked McDaniel and the style of New England offense, yeah, because you kind of went out there and had an offense that fit the deficiencies of the defense you're playing against.
Going back and look at the game against the Dolphins, Tom, I liked what I saw from Hippolyte, the linebacker, 47.
Yeah,
47, the fourth-round draft pick. There was some, against Tua, I thought that there was some plays there where he was in his gap, the discipline was there, and he's able to make the tackle. I know that seems like elementary, but, he wasn't overwhelmed out there. At least that's what I saw.
You're right. That's a great way to put it. He wasn't overwhelmed because he didn't over-anticipate what he was seeing. He's able to, the Bears used to have a saying at the linebacker position, don't go until you know. And I think Hippolyte did exactly that. He understood the down, the distance, the hash mark, the formation, what they could do out of that personnel group. And then he and Noah Sewell worked well together. And they made some good anticipation plays. He was able to avoid blockers coming up to that second level, whether it was a back or an offensive guard tackle. And I was encouraged by his efficient use of speed, because there's a lot of guys throughout the course of their career, they can run like the wind, but sometimes they over-anticipate and they anticipate themselves out of position. I really didn't see that out of Hippolyte.
I was listening to you and Jeff on the call of the game while I watched. I pulled the hoodie. I put my AirPods in because I wanted to hear my guys.
That's right.
And when they lined up with 1 second left in the first half for a field goal, first of all, I was wildly impressed that they got the operation right to get it. I didn't think he'd make the kick, but to get a shot with 1 second left. Your thoughts on how they got to that point, trying the kick, and then the fact that Cairo Santos not only made it, I listened to your voice. You said he made it with room to spare. That thing soared through from 57.
Cap, it was perfect kicking conditions. There was very little wind. It was hot. He was humid. The ball flight was going to give a little bit of extra. It would have probably been good from 62 yards minimum. But the night before, a kicker kicked a 70-yarder. So all of a sudden, you got a little bit of conversation amongst the special teams coaches going, oh, my God, this kid banged a 70-yarder last night. If we get the chance, let's see what we can do. And Doug Coletti, former Northern Illinois grad, he went into the timekeepers and checked out when there was 13 hundredths of a second left on the clock. So it wasn't like they had a lot of time to, sit there and think about this. Get your operation out there, get it set, hit it down, and see if Cairo can do it. And he did a great job, and it was kind of fun to conclude the half with a little momentum.
I wonder how Buffalo looks at this game, Tommy, because this is a battle-tested playoff team, and with Josh Allen at quarterback, I wonder, do they have the same game plan or similar to Miami, in which, all right, we get our starters out there, as many as we can be able to put together for a quarter and then take them out. But I think it means a lot for the Bears, though, to get the operation right with Caleb Williams and the first teamers more so than Buffalo.
Yeah, I do too. But, Sean McDermott is a no-nonsense guy, a lot like what Ben has been showing us early in his head coaching career. So he's not going to take it easy on him in practice. He's not going to say, oh, let's, give a certain, 70% out there. I think they're up to the, what Sean McDermott requires out of these guys. And he's still trying to evaluate some backup defensive players, even though they brought in guys like Bosa. So I expect a really physical challenge practice for both of these teams. Dennis Allen really took it to the Miami offense, and the Bears were going through some growing pain issues that they're going to face for a little while when this new offense is inserted. But when you talk about a 10:30 a.m. start time for practice tomorrow, and then the game is until 7 o'clock Sunday night, there is a significant amount of time after that practice is over where you can kind of decide how many reps your starters are going to get.
Hey, I got to ask you one quick question. One of our fine partners here at ESPN 1000, Chicago Cut, where you've got to take us to dinner, David Flom, the owner-proprietor, texted and wants to ask you, his kid is a football player at DePaul Prep, I think, and said, in the history of football, what does Tom think is the best backdrop for a media day picture for a high school football team? Like, did you have one you did that you went, that was awesome?
The first time, when we played in Germany, I think it was, in the preseason, we took our team picture inside the Olympic Stadium. And, they had these big lions that were statues up there. And you think about the background and how historic it was and that. But, all the team pictures that I took either at Notre Dame where had the stadium as the backdrop, or the Bears was always bleachers that they set up in the middle of the practice field. And we just got up there. But the team picture in Germany I thought was pretty cool.
Tom, David mentioned color pictures. Color, he meant. Not the black and white ones.
Oh, that's funny.
Not the Kodak black and white ones.
By the way.
Not the guy that was underneath the curtain and then pushed a button and it's like, poosh, all right, here we go. And then smoke goes everywhere. He doesn't mean that.
Those are the old ones. Hey,
go ahead,
One
Cap.
thing I was going to say to you, my disdain for Notre Dame football.
Yeah, you're jealous.
I love that coach. I got to get him out of there.
All right.
Well, I heard someone talking about that yesterday on the radio about they don't know how long he's going to last at Notre Dame because a lot of teams in the NFL already have him on their radar. But, he's a good family man. He's got a contract extension. He's doing great in terms of NIL and recruiting. So I hope Marcus stays there for a long time.
I actually am going to have a ticket on Notre Dame to win the national championship. It breaks my heart, but I think you can win it.
Well, they got a great offensive line to start, and even Harry Douglas on ESPN said he believes that they have the best college running back room right now to start the season, and that does a lot to help out a quarterback that you don't know how that position's going to work itself out.
Have a great broadcast on Sunday night.
Thanks, man.
You're the best. There he
Adios.
is. The great Tom Thayer on the Yuengling Hotline.
Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America.
Notre Dame. I still remember when my Georgia Bulldogs rolled in here and beat them in South Bend. Actually, your Georgia Bulldogs.
Tom Thayer is brought to you by Aurelia's Pizza. All right. Chicago's oldest pizza chain. Make Aurelia's Pizza part of your weekend plans. All right, Cap. Coming up, we'll hear from Ben Johnson. Aurelio's Pizza, it's in the sauce. We turn now to Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Chicago Bears. We'll hear from him next on the home of the Bears, Kap J Hood.
You're listening to Kap J Hood on ESPN Chicago. The ESPN Chicago Vegas Vacation. Come with us and meet the full ESPN Chicago team to Las Vegas for a packed football weekend. True Fan Travel and ESPN Chicago have teamed up for this once-in-a-lifetime trip. Round-trip airfare, 3-night hotel accommodations, entry to special ESPN Chicago live broadcasts, an all-inclusive tailgate, and tickets to the Bears-Raiders game. Go to TrueFanTravel.com. Limited travel packages remain, so log on now. TrueFanTravel.com for the ESPN Chicago Vegas vacation, September 26th through 29th. The ESPN Chicago Vegas vacation.
Make your game day a winner with Aurelio's Pizza, Chicagoland's oldest pizza chain since 1959. This is Joe Aurelio inviting you to indulge in our crispy thin crust, signature sauce, 100% real mozzarella, and your favorite premium toppings like our fresh ground Italian sausage. Dine in, carry out, or have it delivered. Visit Aurelio'sPizza.com for the location nearest you. Download the Aurelio's app and start earning rewards today. Aurelio's Pizza. It's a sauce.
Hey guys, football season finally here. Training camp, preseason buzz. Everybody's getting dialed in and ready to go. Let me ask you, are you ready? Because if you're still waking up congested, battling sinus pressure, talking to you, Craig, or snoring like a freight train every night, you're not ready. That's why I always recommend Sinus and Snoring MD. They've got non-surgical treatments that actually work and will have you breathing better and sleeping better in no time. Take it from a guy who doesn't snore anymore. Check them out now at sinusandsnoringmd.com or call 847-545-0147. That's sinusandsnoringmd.com.
Are you confident your retirement game plan is as strong as steel? Hey, it's Jurko from Mitch Lyons Wealth. MitchLyonsWealth.com is full of tools for you to access at no cost to make sure you're positioned to win retirement. Go to MitchLyonsWealth.com today and get a free copy of Mitch's book or his retirement documentary. You can set a no-obligation 10-minute call with Mitch and his team to see if strategies they are utilizing might improve your retirement. That's MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Beat the heat with any size True Oasis fountain drink for 89 cents with True Rewards at True North convenience stores. True Rewards members can pick their favorite Pepsi fountain drink and pay only 89 cents. Find the app in your favorite app store to sign up and save instantly.
Every morning at 6:45 on Unsportsmanlike, Pat Costello tells what's driving him crazy. I'm over it. Only on ESPN Chicago. Brought to you by Roofers and Waterproofers Local 11. Find skilled union contractors at ChicagoRoofingContractors.org.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. I love the heat. Give me 90 degrees and a chance to be outdoors, and I'm a happy guy. But when you step out of the heat and into your home or business, I totally appreciate being able to control the temperature to make everybody comfortable. My friends at Automatic keep your AC system running its best, no matter what Mother Nature throws at us. And if something were to break down, Automatic can help find the best system for your space and have it back to the perfect temperature in no time. Go to Automatic.com. That's Automatic.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Life isn't always a highlight reel. If an accident has you sidelined, Postman Law is ready to fight for you. Over $3 billion recovered for their clients, delivering speed, ease, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN now. Postman delivers. Let them deliver for you.
Now back to Kap and J Hood.
I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
On ESPN Chicago.
You're listening to the Kap and J Hood Morning Show on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app. Going to hear from Tracy Butler with the weekend weather coming up at 9:50, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was great to be at Bears camp in Lake Forest yesterday to be able to see live what was going on with the Chicago Bears. And the thing that resonated with me the most is just the word accountability. And I know that that's something that was a prerequisite to be able to be hired if you're Ben Johnson and his coaching staff, because the Bears had very little of it under Matt Eberflus and that coaching staff. But just watching the players respond to the coaches. And again, it's just practice. But you know where I stand, Bears fans. Where I stand is it's all about that first game against the Vikings in the regular season. There's so much conversation and chit-chat about the Bears and personality and feelings and injuries and all that. But ultimately what it comes down to is, are you ready to play? Will you be a better football operation this year than the last 2 or 3 years? That's what it comes down to. And this team fell apart like a house of cards last year just from the Washington game. Okay, a mistake in the Washington game doesn't mean that you're supposed to fall down against Arizona and New England last year. And then it just fell off the table to the point where Eberflus got fired. And so for me, all this conversation, all these columns and blogs that are written about the Bears are great because it's new and fresh. Anytime that you hire someone new coach, new manager, it's that new coach smell. Like when you buy a new car. You smell that and you're like, oh, man, the leather. Look at smell how that car is. It's brand new, fresh out of the factory. That's how I think many Bears fans feel because it's not Eberflus. But from my standpoint, it comes down to what are you going to do in the games? It's more than whether or not someone's likable or not. Are the players accountable? Are they responding? Are they playing hard? Are the Bears better than the 5-12 team from last year? So Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Bears, got a chance to speak to us earlier today. If you missed it, Johnson was talking about the players processing everything.
Some guys pick it up faster than others. It's like anything. You're growing up in the schoolyard, and whether it's a sport or whether it's academics, some guys are more natural to learn things, and so that's where we've been finding out more about our guys every single day. Some guys can handle a little bit more than others in each position group, and I think our coaches have been challenging them really well along the way. So there's a lot of clarity that's come through this process, and I feel good about what we're going to be able to handle going into week one, and we'll be able to grow as the season goes as well. We're not going to be a finished product going into week one. We'll reassess at the bye week, call it week 4 or 5, and then, hopefully the plan is we'll be playing our best football in November and December.
Now, what you like about that is refreshing honesty from Ben Johnson. How many coaches have come through here? How many GMs, how many managers that will tell you when they first take the job, we got more than enough to win. We're ready to go. You might be ready to go because this is your first day in the job or your first year in the job. But when you look at the roster, when you look at the makeup of your team, maybe they're not ready to go. And there's a disconnect between the two. Ben Johnson's telling you up front, we got a lot of things to work on. And it's not him being pessimistic as much as it is being honest. He's got to clean up the Eberflus mess. And it's got to be able to put the pieces back together from the Eberflus regime. Some of those guys are holdovers from the previous regime where they were coached a certain way. They got away with a lot of blank. And now for Ben Johnson, it's like, okay, I don't know what you guys did here before, but now there's a new standard. It's a winning standard. It's an accountable standard.
Yeah, and the accountability part you and I have talked about a lot and how important it is. But I just feel like, and again, I keep saying this to you, this is not a shot at the previous coaches.
It certainly is.
Okay,
just say it.
Maybe a little.
Well, I don't know why you have to why do you have to couch that?
Well, because John Fox was not a dumb football coach. John Fox has a tremendous resume. When Matt Nagy, who may not be a good head coach, has Patrick Mahomes going, that dude's an outstanding football coach, I got to listen. Matt Eberflus obviously knows defense. He just was a bad head coach.
And bad leader.
Yes. But I just feel like when we take the field, we are either even with Shanahan, McVay, O'Connell, guys that are proven, that have said, yeah, I can do this job. And they've proven it. I feel like we're either even or we're going to have the smartest guy on the field. I didn't feel that with Eberflus. There was not one coach where I went, we're going to out-coach that guy.
Right. See?
Do you know what I mean?
But that's not being unfair, Cap, when you say that. I know, listen, there might be some family members that are still around from the previous regime that live here. We know several of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unfair to say, hey, this coaching staff was not prepared to coach what we thought was a team that was ready to go. And the players did not execute. So it's a blend of both. But no, it is a shot at the previous regime. You know why? Because they're all fired. That's not unfair.
I get it, but
what am I saying wrong?
You're not, but to say that they're all fired, yeah, they lost their gig here. But they're all smart in terms of understanding football. It was just a bad staff, and he was a bad leader.
That's all-encompassing. That's why it's not unfair for you to say that. It's what it is, Cap. You just move on. Listen, you know you are bad when the Bears fire you as a head coach in season. It's never happened before.
Correct.
You know how much bad that we've seen through Hallis Hall? How much bad that we've seen? Inept.
Fair.
No answers.
Absolutely.
Not being able to pull the nose up on the team. Do you know how often we've seen that?
Yeah.
So it was one of the worst, not the worst. It was one of the worst, but also it showed there's a new day up there. They've never fired a coach in season, but it happened this time, which shows you it's different. For George to sign off on that, I saw him, by the way, getting the steps in yesterday.
Did you talk to him?
He was moving too fast. It was the Panama hat.
Oh, wow.
He had the Panama hat on and the long sleeve shirt. He was getting the steps in, getting a good sweat.
God bless.
But Cap, and not around, he was not on the field. He was just around the perimeter on the gravel. Cap, I'm just telling you right now that you know it's different when you fire a coach in season and you say, everybody get out. We've seen coaches fired before, but it just wasn't good enough. And with Ben Johnson, as you just said, and make sure that this is a talking point throughout the season, look at the matchups and find out where Ben Johnson fares amongst other coaches in the NFL. Do you feel like he's way behind, on par, on his way? We got to measure that every week.
Yeah, I feel like Ben's in a like that we're in a really good spot. Like, I don't feel that doesn't mean that every decision he makes is going to work out, because nobody does. He's going to go for it somewhere and not make it, or he's going to kick the field goal and we're going to lose, and we're like, he should have gone for it. That will happen. But I feel like schematically, like, we're going to have the advantage in many games, or not be, oh, God. They must be laughing up in the, Sean McVay in his office getting ready for the Bears-Rams game. He must be like, I got to deal with this Eberflus character.
It's just, it's some of the worst coaching and coaching decisions we've seen since Abe Gibran. It's bad. It's just horrible.
Like, John Fox he's a smart coach. He's taken 2 teams to the Super Bowl. I get it. He had no chance of winning because the team was horrible. The roster was bad.
Also, John Fox had his feet up.
He did. I called him the golden parachute.
He was Oliver Purnell with a C on his cap. That's what he was.
That's great analogy.
Well, he just got his feet up just like Chicago. Party a little bit, get some money, and then be out of here. That's what Oliver did. And I know West Belden, they don't like that. I don't care.
Yeah, that's Oliver, for people that don't remember, Hoodie does, obviously. He was the DePaul coach.
He had his feet up. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Oliver Purnell was the best in saying, is the seat getting hot? I'll quit. Last year, he wouldn't get fired. He would leave knowing that the law was knocking on his door.
I'll come to Chicago. My wife and the kids are out of the house. All right, we'll eat some great meals. Coach a little basketball.
Paid?
Get paid $15 million. $15 million is your final stop.
But then when he knew it was at the end, I'll step away.
I'm out.
That's how it.
Send a check. I'm living in South Carolina.
For years and years and years, this city has been, this is the entertainment hub. This is where you can kick it. This is where you can make good money because it's the Midwest. It's the biggest city in the Midwest.
Totally.
And you just take it for granted because it's Chicago. There's no expectations to win. Let me get a quick fix financially, and then we can be out of here and get a better job someplace else.
Or retire.
Or retire.
With their money. Yeah.
Has that not been this town for a long time?
It has.
Come on now. It is. Put your feet up.
100%.
More with Ben Johnson coming up next on Kap and J Hood.
Kap and J Hood, ESPN Chicago.
Picture it. Ice cold Yuengling in hand, warm breezes moving through the bar, odd sports takes being hurled from the stage. It's just about perfect. It's a Carmen and Jurko Summer Friday, presented by Yuengling. Join us live from Old Republic in Elgin. See you tomorrow from noon to 3. It's another great excuse to start your weekend early. Yuengling presents Summer Friday, live from Old Republic in Elgin. A live Carmen and Jurko show on ESPN Chicago. Please enjoy responsibly.
If you are in the market for windows, call my guy, Russ Armstrong, the Chicago window guy. Don't get fooled by those buy one, get one free gimmicks or the sketchy half-off deals. Russ Armstrong keeps it real. He offers the most energy-efficient windows and doors at the lowest price, guaranteed. No subcontractors, no marathon sales pitches, just top-quality products, expert installation, and you deal directly with Russ himself. He came to the house. He walked around every window with me and with my wife, Mindy. He said, that's got to be replaced. You see that there? That has to be replaced. That one there? You're good. That's still good. You can leave it right there. He's honest, hardworking. Chicago window guys are the guys I trust. You should too. Call 847-881-3060. 847-881-3060 or visit ChicagoWindowGuys.com.
Crash, bang, suddenly you are on the DL. If that happens as a result of somebody else's negligence, we can help. I'm Jim Morisi, Chicago personal injury lawyer. Our experienced attorneys and support staff will talk with you during a free consultation, tell you your options, and ensure that you take the right steps throughout the entire process. Visit us at MorisiLongo.com. That's MoriciLongo.com. Your future is our priority.
Thinking about buying your first home? Neighborhood lending services from NHS Chicago makes it possible. We offer affordable home loans, home improvement financing, and expert support, all from a trusted nonprofit with deep roots in your community. Let NLS take you to the next level in your journey to home ownership. Call us today at 773-329-4111 or visit our website at nhschicago.org. Click on NLS Connect.
Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago is an equal housing opportunity lender.
At Wintrust, our approach is to let Southside fans show off their Southside pride anytime, anywhere. With the White Sox debit card from Wintrust Community Banks, you're not just swiping, you're making a statement.
It's like a megaphone for your wallet.
Broadcasting your Sox pride with every transaction. Open an eligible checking account. Visit wintrust.com/Sox today. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Member FDIC.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, meditation apps, cleanses. But how do you know what really works for you? As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our fans get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Great Clips is your answer to back to school. You can get a kid's haircut for just $5.99. That's right, for kids 10 and under, haircuts are just $5.99. For a limited time, no coupon needed. August 4th through August 21st at participating Chicagoland salons. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. And introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. So we want you to download the app today. It's ESPN Bet. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, it's 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369 if you're listening in the New York area. Jay Moore.
Kap and J Hood are back on ESPN Chicago.
Kap and J Hood on Chicago's home for sports, ESPN 1000. 312-332-ESPN, 332-3776 is our phone number. We'll have the Kap and J Hood cut of the day right around the corner. But first, some thoughts about Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson talking about how the offense is an evolving process.
It'll be an evolving process. Like I said, it's the beauty of having the bye week where it is for us. You know, probably the players don't like it as much because it doesn't break up the season like you would like it to. But for us as a coaching staff, it's going to take us a few games just to find our footing and decide what we're really, really good at. And so I think it could be up until Game 4 before we really hone in on schematically what we want to be about. Now, as we've gone through camp, I think we've gotten a lot more clarity. I think guys have really stepped up to the forefront in terms of what they do well, and we'll look to highlight that particularly early in the season here.
Game 4 is a lot of runway. It's a long runway, Kap. He's talking about into the bye.
That's it. Let's get it done, Ben.
You heard what he said, though. Who says that in the National Football League? Like, he talks about schematically. I understand what he means, Jacob. He's talking about the install and everyone trying to get it at the same time. He's pretty honest in saying that everyone doesn't get it yet, but he's like, yeah, through 4 weeks, maybe everyone will be on the same page. That's what I heard.
I appreciate this. From the interview, this is one of the things that I really appreciated, him being transparent. How many times you get a new head coach that comes in and whether it's the NFL or college, we're going to do this my way. We're going to do this. I'm run and shoot. I'm spread. We're going to, pound the rock up the middle, right? No. He's letting us know not everybody's getting it just yet, but we're going to be able, we have the advantage of having the bye at week 4 or after the Raiders. So just let's use that to the advantage.
Let's go.
You can't help but like the guy.
I'm good with it. He does not need to come out and be like, yeah, this is exactly what we're doing. We're all on the same page. We're doing this week 1 and we're not changing.
Yeah,
it's a long season.
Like when you listen to Eberflus on with us, it was like pulling freaking teeth. Like he was so horrible in that setting. Like he may be a good defensive coordinator, but this guy we just had today, oh man, whether you like, his answer, he answers questions. He engages with you. Eberflus, nothing.
Yeah, Eberflus seemed very nervous on some of their interviews that we had with him.
He did. He was not comfortable. This guy, he may not love doing it because he'd rather be coaching, but he's really good at it. Like, you feel at the end of the interview like it's your weather forecaster gave you a really good forecast. Like you're like, oh, my vibe, I'm good. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow. Let's go. I feel good.
Yeah.
And when she comes on and says, yeah, it's going to rain while you have a family barbecue, you're ticked off when he's coaching a team that's like 4-9. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never felt like the Bears are flooding, when he speaks. Unlike the weather.
Yeah, when Eberflus speaks, it's like getting a bad forecast.
We turn now to Ben Johnson talking about a number of other things, including being optimistic regarding a fast start to his offense.
You never know. You really never know. Everybody's optimistic going into the season. I think our guys, they'll be feeling really good week 1, week 2. The best their bodies will feel all season long. I hope that we get off to that same fast start that we did a few years ago. But you neglected to say that games 5 and 6, I think one of them was a shutout, and the next one was only a 7-point game. And so it fluctuates. It does as you're trying to find your footing and your identity, not only as a play caller, getting to know our guys more and more, but also for the guys settling in and getting a hold of the system. And so there are ups and downs. We want to avoid as many of those downs as we possibly can. And I think we have a prideful group. They understand that if we have a bad play or we have a bad day, the whole goal is not to allow that to trickle into the next. So we don't want 2 bad ones in a row, whether that's 2 practices or 2 games, whatever that is. They need to respond when something doesn't go well.
It'll be long. It'll be hard.
How about that, Joey G?
You know what? It paid off to buy that Sony clock radio today 60 years ago. It's a blessing, Kap and J Hood, to hear a coach start and answer your question and finish answering your question.
Yeah, it was.
Not once did we have, we're going to take a look at it and we'll evaluate. We still have to evaluate those 2 guys. Listen, I am pumped up, Kap, and I got to ask you, buddy, am I wearing a 3-piece suit or am I wearing a shirt and tie when you take me to Chicago Cut?
What is the bet that we have?
You gave me the whole Central and you took the Cubs for Chicago Cut.
I don't think that's accurate. Did I do that? Did I give him the whole Central and I got the Cubs?
That's correct.
I thought I gave you everyone but the Brewers.
All right, Kap, listen. If you can make me for a beef sandwich, that's not a problem. And I'll buy.
Deal.
Gary!
See, you don't. Why'd you let him off the hook, Joey? You're a good egg.
So, Kap, I'll see you after Christmas.
Wow. Have a great day, Joey.
Joey's cracking himself up this morning.
He is cracking himself up.
How about that? Nothing like laughing at your own joke.
God bless him.
All right. We turn now to the Kap and J Hood Classic. Cut of the day is right around the corner. And also Tracy Butler with the weekend forecast. All part of the mix on Kap and J Hood.
This is your morning routine. Yeah. Kap and J Hood.
Good morning.
Morning.
These nuts.
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
On ESPN Chicago. The Chicago Bears. The Buffalo Bills. Preseason game number 2. Live from Soldier Field.
This is Chicago.
Sunday night at 7. Joniak, Thayer, and McKee have the play-by-play from the booth and on the sidelines. But join us at 3 p.m. for 4 hours of Bears pregame, including Mark Silverman, Tom Waddle, and Deion Miller. Live network pregame inside Gato at Soldier Field at 5 p.m. Are you ready?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Bears and Bills. Preseason game number 2. Sunday night at 7 on the home of the Bears. ESPN Chicago.
Relish this. 2 Chicago icons from Lou Malnati's and Portillo's have teamed up for the flavor mashup you did not know you needed. Introducing the Chicago Dog Deep Dish. Lou's legendary deep dish crust, gooey cheese topped with real Chicago-style hot dog slices and all the classic fixings. Mustard, relish, tomatoes, onions, sport peppers, and a pickle. But hurry, it's only here for a super limited time at 21 Lou's dine-in locations. Carry out and delivery to Lou Malnati's, Chicago's legendary deep dish. Jay Moore.
Hey, fellas, it's your pal Jurko, Johnny the Good Kid. As we shift from summer nights at the ballpark to fall weekends on the couch, one thing stays the same. You still got to bring the heat when it's your turn to perform. Now, let me ask you, are you throwing the high heat or just floating the soft stuff over the plate? Oh, my. But that's where Blue Chew comes in. And I've been telling you about my friends at Blue Chew for years. It's a chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but without the awkward doctor visits or the pharmacy lines. Everything's online, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. No pills to swallow, no weird conversations, just confidence you need when it counts the most. Blue Chew's licensed providers work with you to find the right fit. And it's all made in the U.S. of A. And it's shipped direct, so it's affordable, too. So if you're ready to step up, I've got a deal for you. Your first month is free. Just pay $5 for shipping. Go to BlueChew.com. Use promo code ESPN. Chew it and do it. Blue Chew, your playbook for better performance.
Kap J Hood here with Howard Ankin. Howard, I know someone who was injured on the shop floor.
Please have him call me.
My guy.
Howard, I have a buddy who was T-boned by a utility truck.
Please have him call me.
My guy.
Your guy?
Correct.
Not this again. Howard Ankin is my guy.
Hold on. Kap, your friend. Hoodie, your buddy. I'm their guy. And I'm also your guy and your guy.
Call 312-6-million for injury law made personal.
Howard Ankin, our guy, on the Kap and J Hood Show, weekday mornings on ESPN Chicago.
My God.
Yeah.
Get organized with new storage solutions at Menards. Dakota closets are versatile and can be installed in any room, from home offices and laundry rooms to walk-in or reach-in closets, and so much more. Use the You Create Closet Planner, available in-store or online, to design a closet system that maximizes your space and matches your style. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
For over 20 years, Purple Wave Auction has been the trusted leader in online auctions, offering the easiest way to buy and sell equipment. From bulldozers to backhoes and combines to cranes, we host multiple weekly auctions in construction, ag, and fleet equipment. With our no reserve format and sell where it sits approach, you can bid on local equipment without waiting for far-off auction dates. Get registered for free and start bidding today at purplewave.com.
The Nissan No-Hitter is rolling on the White Sox Radio Network. Enter now at NissanNoHitter.com. If the Sox throw a no-hitter this season, you could win a brand new 2025 Nissan Rogue. Presented by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Nissan dealers.
Now back to Kap and J Hood.
You better buckle the f*** up.
On ESPN Chicago.
Now, time for the classic Kap and J Hood cut of the day.
Brought to you by Chicago Cut Steakhouse. Jay Moore. Yes, it's boring, but it's a sport.
Oh!
Whatever.
It's not boring.
Okay, then you're boring.
All right, cut!
Did you have a hard fall, by the way?
I pounded my hand. The series going.
Keep your butthole tight.
Yes. So
I'm okay.
Siri's asking, are you keeping your butthole tight?
I did not fall.
Okay.
And that's all, folks.
There it is, the classic Kap and J Hood cut of the day.
Chicago Cut Steakhouse is on LaSalle, north side of the Chicago River. It's simply spectacular. Sit on the patio because Tracy Butler's getting like A across the board, how she's been doing this summer. Sit out there before the weather's gone.
We turn now to ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Tracy Butler, meteorologist, doing a great job this summer with us here on Kap and J Hood. Good morning, Tracy.
Gentlemen, could we please save that for a cut of the day someday when Cap's, just yelling at me about the weather? And thank you, Jay
This
Moore.
summer's been magnificent.
Wow.
A little too much rain at times,
Yeah.
but the heat has been just sensational.
We got to understand two things. One, the Cubs won yesterday, and he's off his meds today. So that's the reason
what
why.
it is?
Yeah, otherwise, that's not him. That's someone else talking, someone addled.
I kind of thought there was an imposter.
Yeah, every morning.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get toasty this weekend. Air and Water Show weekend. A lot of big doings going on. And we're looking up around 90 degrees again tomorrow.
Get it done.
Mid-90s here over the weekend. Now, the only thing that could get in our way, I'm watching Sunday. So, Cap, for anybody you may know up in southern Wisconsin over the weekend, we are going to be watching for some storms up that direction.
Oh, good.
And some of those could cross over onto the Illinois side. So that could lower the temperatures perhaps on Sunday. Because right now, looks like that would happen in the evening for us, and we're looking at mid-90s.
That sounds like a sloppy track for the Bears-Bills game Sunday night.
It could be. And so we are watching. If I were to pinpoint rain and storm chances this weekend, it's going to be probably 6 p.m. or after Sunday.
Oh, should Caleb play in the rain? 3-1-2.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very excited by how the weather has performed. So,
okay,
well done.
Never mind about the Bears and how that could affect them.
You must not have water in your basement. So, like a lot of folks.
I dealt with that 2 summers ago.
I've dealt with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, today's a beautiful day. Anything outdoors going on, absolutely picture perfect.
Love it.
Really comfortable, too.
Get it done.
I know.
Can we keep this till like January?
We cannot.
Yes.
No.
Move to Arizona. We'd be all for it.
There's an idea.
I'd go to Florida.
Yeah, that would be all for that, too. I mean, that's where the weather's great. That's what you like.
That's my friend.
Well, I mean, I'm looking out for you. You want great weather.
He wants to be happy for you.
That's right.
He's looking out for you.
Happy for everybody.
Yeah, he kicks me out the door.
I think he kicked himself out the door.
That's not the case at all. Absolutely. We would like to find out from you, Tracy, as you wear your pseudo, almost Steelers colors, almost the jacket, pretty close to it.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
You working at Century 21 these days, by the way? No,
it kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
Just want to know, do you have a home ready for us?
Where's your name tag?
That's very interesting.
Well, you never know. If I get kicked out the door, I may need a little side hustle.
What have you heard from home lately regarding your Steelers?
Well, when is Cameron Hayward gonna? That's what I want to know. What's going on with Cam? Like, did he really think that he would be able to renegotiate this year after signing last year and just like a wink and a nod was going to get it done?
It will not. I expect him to start the season, though, Cap, right?
I hope so.
Cam Hayward?
I'm hearing that he's going to.
See?
I love the guy.
All I know is I can't wait till you have your Aaron Rodgers jersey on.
Hey, Mason Rudolph looked pretty good last week.
Oh, whatever.
It's true.
It's true. He did.
Rudolph.
He actually did.
Yeah, against guys who are going to be working as grocery baggers.
I want a Cinderella story for him. I want something really great to happen for that guy. I really do. But I guess we'll be... Now, is QB1 Aaron Rodgers, who calls his coach by his first name? Is he playing?
Yes, he's playing. He'll be there. I mean,
for preseason.
I doubt it. No, he's too good for that.
Well, I would think
no,
so.
no.
He probably told Mike, "Nah, you don't."
Nah, Mike,
tune in.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But he'll be there for week 1. Hopefully, he'll stay healthy for the entire game.
Well, I hope so too.
Yeah.
I do. I don't wish injury on anyone.
Well, do you request the American flag? Maybe you should come out there with the flag in that first game against the Jets. What do you think? Run out there with the flag and then ow, injured.
He better come out there with a terrible towel.
It all sucks.
That would be good. That would try to get the fan base behind him.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
That's what he needs to do. That's how he needs to start that first game.
AR, baby, here we go. Bears Steelers Super Bowl. Let's get it done.
I hope so.
And then we're going to put you down.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, you shouldn't be worried
I'm
about
not
that.
worried,
No,
really.
don't worry about that. We're just ramping up and just going through the process under Ben Johnson through the first 4 games of the season.
Yeah, Tracy, you should get the podcast up. I know you were working. We had Ben on the show.
I love listening to him.
He was on today, 8 o'clock.
I love listening to him.
How about
I really
over
do.
the dinner, Michael plays the podcast for you?
What, dinner at 3 p.m., everybody? Sure.
That's romantic.
Yeah, isn't it, though?
Thank you so much for listening and calling in and being part of the program. Thank you, Jay Moore. Thank you, Jacob. How about tomorrow we do a Football Friday?
Yes.
Let's do it.
So long, everybody.
Welcome to town, Buffalo. Take that.
From Chicago.
Well, see you later.
Bet.
I'm Chicago personal injury lawyer Jim Morisi. Even when we're careful, other people's negligence can threaten